And so here we go, tipping it off yet again here tonight. Our New York Knicks winding down the regular season. 5 games remaining, including the game tonight. We are playing yet another tanking team after a victory against the lowly Memphis Grizzlies. So here tonight, taking on the Chicago Bulls, I expect nothing less than a somewhat dominant victory. The lead and the win should never really be in question. But of course, it is indeed the New York Knicks, so we'll never know. We will never know. Hopefully, our Knicks come through and put forth a very good game. Because, we got some tough ones coming up to round out the last couple of games of our regular season. But let's go ahead. Let's talk about it. Let's break it down. Let's go around the league. Let's see what we got going on here tonight. Cut it off. Cut it off. Cut it off. Cut it off. What are we hyped for? What are we here to watch? We're here to watch our New York Knicks team, who are 23-6 against sub-500 teams. They have 8 straight wins versus sub-500 teams. Great. That's dandy. I love to see it. We are taking care of business against bad teams. Now, the Knicks had 3 really disappointing games against high-caliber teams. And so, until our New York Knicks put forth the effort, the performance that we are all indeed looking for them to put forth, we're going back to casual. We are chilling it out. Hoodie, jacket, still rocking the Knicks, still supporting the squad. But until they give us more, I can't give us more. Bruce Fowler with the Bruce, real art, Memphis with the real art. We can't take them lightly. Chicago can ball. They kind of can when they want to. The one guy who can really ball is Colin Sexton, who is just playing out of his mind a little bit and may play the Chicago Bulls out of a decent lottery spot, although they're hovering. They got the 29-47, hovering around 30 wins, which is never really good for your lottery odds. You're kind of stuck in the middle at that point. Bruce said, Chevy broke out the warm-up. Oh, boy, what's next? Black odds, black sneakers. I might have to jump in there and show him the kind of energy that is required in order to actually compete, right? I might need to jump in there and show the squad what it actually takes to be considered a champion. Now, what do I know about being a champion? Nothing. But I will bring the energy. I will be Josh Hart Jr. out there, for sure. But we are here to watch our Knicks. Karl Anthony Towns is questionable. Probably unlikely to play here today as the Knicks are winding down the regular season. Brunson didn't play the last game. I would expect Towns to not play. But the last I checked, he was questionable. I'm not sure if he is in or out. As a matter of fact, I'll pull it up right now. The last I saw, Ian Begley reported he was a game-time decision. We'll see. Joseph, what's up, Joseph? Alyssa Lester, what's up, Alyssa? Reddy, what's up, Reddy? Cash, what's up, Cash? First quarter, 60 more or less. Let's go, Knicks. I shouldn't even say hopefully less, but yeah, if the Knicks put forth, what they're capable of doing, they will put up 30, no doubt, but you never know. Skomberg, what's up, Skomberg? No Cat tonight. Hug might be our choice as backup. He will be the choice as the backup. Indeed, he will indeed. Is he officially ruled out? He is officially ruled out. Mitchell Robinson will start in his place, to be expected. Yes, we will see Hug Porty play tonight with no Karl Anthony Towns. And, all right, Hug Porty played pretty well against the Memphis Grizzlies the other night. So can you play well tonight against the Chicago Bulls, who are slightly bigger than the Memphis, well, not slightly, much bigger than the Chicago Bulls. Karen, what's up, Karen? Always love seeing you in the chat, Karen. Appreciate you. YouTube algorithm putting heavy emphasis on watcher engagement on many, if not all streams. So engage with at least a like. Appreciate you, Karen. Yes, indeed they are. Yes, indeed they are. Alyssa Lester, JMP, what's up, JMP? Shout out Karen, of course. O Zahar, Nikki, what's up, Nikki? Justice's dad, as always. Susan, as always. Appreciate you guys. One more win for 50. One more win for 50. They can get the 50 club here today. Then they have a couple of games, 4 games remaining at the end of the season here against good quality teams. You got Atlanta, you got Charlotte. You got Atlanta twice, I believe, right? You got Charlotte. We have the Boston game coming up. Who do we have? Is it Atlanta twice? I don't think it's Atlanta twice. What is it? It's Toronto. Atlanta, Boston, Toronto, and then we end the season with Charlotte on Sunday. Okay. The New York Knicks are at home today. They fly to Atlanta on Monday to play Monday, so they get the weekend off. We'll pick games to cover. Probably we'll pick Sunday. We'll go through the schedule here today to see whether or not we're doing Saturday games or Sunday games. Probably Sunday games because I am working tomorrow. So probably Sunday games so we can try to cover as many games as possible. But then they're back home for the final 3 games of the regular season against Boston, Toronto, and Charlotte. Here's the thing. We are at the end of the regular season. We don't need to have an in-depth talk about every single player in the rotation at this point because we know what the players are capable of. We know what to expect from our guys. JMP said, it's Juan. What's up, Juan? Question, are you really a chef? And if you are, what is your best recipe? I'm not a chef in the traditional sense where I'm in the kitchen. I have very limited skills. There's a couple of meals I'm killer at, but yeah, I'll be chefing it up in other areas of life, though. That is indeed. David Oz Jr., what's up, David? Go 3-2 in the last 5. That would be nice. Atlanta, Boston, Toronto, Charlotte, Chicago are the last 5 games here. Obviously, Chicago tonight. I don't know why I listed them last. But Chicago should be a win today. So you're asking for one more win. One more win. Or you said 3-2. 2 more wins against Atlanta, Boston, Toronto, and Charlotte. The Knicks have had Toronto's number all season, so let's chalk that one up to a win. You're asking for 1 win against one of Atlanta, which is at Atlanta, at home versus Boston, and at home versus Charlotte. That is more than doable. That is extremely reasonable, and to be honest, that is bare minimum. I'm asking for bare minimum 3-2. Nothing less. Nothing less. Star, what's up, Star? Tonight is going to be crazy. Is tonight going to be crazy? We can go around the league and look at the rest of the NBA slate, but like I said, not much use in going through the entire Knicks rotation. We'll do it as always. We'll run down our guys and talk about what we expect from each player here tonight. I expect the Knicks to play well. There's not much to talk about on the Chicago side because they are a tanking team. They do have players out. As a matter of fact, I could pull up their injury report, so when we get to Chicago, we could run through it real quick to see what players are actually playing. Thegnon Gamble, what's up, Thegnon? This has to be a great game. It should. It's hard to talk about things as must-win games or has to be a great game or the number one priority is obviously to stay healthy and pull out victories. We just saw Luka Doncic go down with a hamstring injury, which is going to effectively end the Lakers season. I know they're the 3rd seed. They did just get dominated last night. As we tried to watch that game, we ended at halftime because it was so bad. It was an incredibly horrific performance from the Lakers and a great performance from the Oklahoma City Thunder. But into that game, in the second half of that blowout game, Luka Doncic comes up holding his hamstring. It's a grade 2 hamstring strain. He might not be available for the playoff run, you know? So when I talk about, it would be nice to win, but number one priority is getting to the playoffs as healthy as possible, as ready to go as much as possible, with your full slate of players available to you. The Knicks are pretty much fully healthy. I know Brunson didn't play last night. That was more of kind of a resting. And Karl Anthony Towns is not playing tonight. This is more of a resting. He's got a little elbow thing going on. So, take the night off, rest it out. Not a big deal. Again, number one priority getting to the playoffs healthy. It sucks to say, and it sucks to be like, if that's the number one priority, then does that mean winning takes a step back? Kind of, but, obviously you still want to find ways to win basketball games. The Knicks are capable of beating this team without Karl Anthony Towns. They have a bunch of other guys, like Jalen Brunson. We always start with the captain, Jalen Brunson. He's going to do his thing. He's going to come out there. He heard all you guys talking about how the offense looks so much better in the absence of him. I'm sure we will see a very good Knicks offense here tonight and I say this all the time, as long as they knock down the shots. When the Knicks hit their open shots, their offense looks unstoppable. When they miss wide open shots and they turn down wide open shots, looking at you, Josh Hart, and they miss wide open shots, looking at you, Mikal Bridges and OG Anunoby, when they miss open shots and they have Josh Hart refusing to take shots, the offense looks bad. It just does. Right? They play 2 months without Deuce McBride, who's a huge part of their offense. I know he's really mostly just a shooter, but he does it off the bounce, he does it off the catch, he does it off the movement. Same with Landry Shamet. The first time in almost 2 months, over 2 months, the Knicks have had access to both Deuce McBride and Landry Shamet off the bench. Wave goodbye to those Mo Diawara minutes. It breaks my heart, but it is what it is. It is what is best for the team. Bruce Fallis said, like you said last week, playoffs now. Yeah. Not David Osh Jr. said Yabu's booze tonight? Yabu booze tonight. Is Yabu Selly in the injury report? He is not on the injury report. Okay, we're going to see some Yabu Selly hoops. Rose with the Rose. Luka probably faked it like LeBron since they were losing badly. He's not breaking a grade 2 hamstring and missing the entirety of the rest of the regular season, Rose, and will be ineligible for the awards. That is a silly thing to do. He's not playing the rest of the regular season, and he will now be ineligible for any of the awards. He will not make the All-NBA teams. Lino Motors is up, Lino. Naughty Ghost said it was not a Luka boo-boo. TT in the morning with the TT. I hope Luka is all right, but that game was a joke for the Lakers yesterday. Yeah, and he's not all right. He's not. He got a grade 2 hamstring. I didn't ever consider the Lakers a true championship contending team, but whatever noise they could have possibly made in the playoffs this year is going out the window. They're not doing anything without Luka, obviously. Nikki, what's up, Nikki? Glad you didn't fall off the roof. I did not fall off the roof. I did not. JMP said, is it possible the Knicks are hiding their playoff game plan by intentionally relaxing? Is that something NBA teams do? Not really. I mean, hiding their game plan, not really, because you kind of want to practice those kinds of game plans that you're going to be utilizing in the playoff run. You want to get live action practice against other good basketball teams that are going against you and trying to stop you. So teams don't really do that, but they do sometimes have something small, not a big kind of like schematic change or rotation change or anything like that, but they sometimes keep a little secret in their back pocket. Whether it's a 2 or 3 minute stretch with zone that they've tried to utilize, not something they're going to use a ton, but something small in their repertoire, maybe a singular play that they have kind of hidden throughout the regular season. Maybe it's a flex off of a traditional set that they have that they're going to run a little bit more in the playoffs to catch teams sleeping. But there's really not much you can hide in today's NBA outside of literally never running it in game. And in doing so, you never get live action practice and actually trying to run those things. And so how effective can it be come playoff time where teams are locked in, zoned in, and ready to go and keeping track of every single thing you do? So it's just, it would be a gamble if a team did that. I'm not saying it's impossible. And obviously I don't know for sure, but I think if teams do that, it is extremely small. They are small things that they keep in their back pocket, small little twists on something they already do. Scomberg said, send some clips to MSG. You and McNutt would be a great team. I don't think they want anything to do with me, brother, but we could ask. Nothing wrong with asking. Juan said, I read that one from my guy JMP, my guy Juan. David said, Luka being out won't be eligible for the end of the season awards. Yep. He is stuck at 64 games played. Yep. He's going to miss the requirement by 1 game. Bruce said, I asked that last week. They must be hiding some secret offense they aren't trying to expose. Yeah, we'll see. We will see, but I highly doubt it. It might be, they might just be waiting to hit the play better button. I hope so. I hope so, but I'm not expecting it. Ian Parkins with WN. The Knicks need to win the next 5 games for me to be confident in playoff success. That's not an outrageous thing to say at all. I understand fully where you're coming from because the 3 games that they just played off of the road trip against the Thunder, against the Hornets, and against the Houston Rockets did not look impressive at all. And they have their final 4 games after tonight. Their final 4 games will be Atlanta, Boston, Toronto, Charlotte. So they'll have a little bit of a rematch against Charlotte to kind of prove that, like, hey, no, we're waking up. We're ready to go for the playoffs. Hopefully they play better for the playoffs. We are at that point of the season where it's like, all right, bring me the playoffs. We're here. Final 5 games, right? The Knicks are, for the most part, outside of like dropping 3 or 4 of these final 5 games, they're for the most part kind of locked into the 3 here, unless Boston again also loses like their next 3 games or 3 of their last 4 or 5 games. The Knicks will be locked into the 3 seed, which I'm fine with. But we will see. We will see. Number 1 priority is health, and the second priority is playing good basketball and building momentum. D. Grant with the D. Grant. What's up, Chef? Got a question you may not want to answer, but anyway, the Jaden Ivey situation, what are your thoughts? I think he needs some help. I think he just needs somebody around him to put their arm around him and be like, take a breather, take a step back. Let's understand what we want to do and where we are in our lives, and then build ourselves back up. The reports coming out about the way he was acting in the locker room with other teammates, people in the front office, and the media reporters, it's striking of someone who is lost in themselves, in that they don't know where they are and what they want to be. Obviously, he's attempting and has been attempting to find himself in faith, but maybe doing it in not the greatest way. And obviously, a lot of people are using that to slander him in a way that, the team waived him because of that. That's not why they waived him. But he is lost right now, and he needs people in his family around him. He in one of those wild lives that he was doing frantically was talking about how, like, his wife wasn't talking to him in the moment and not answering his texts, and family members were not disowning him, but telling him that he was a little crazy and he needed some help. Like, when somebody's going through something like that, you just kind of need to put your arm around them and just make sure they don't do any. And he talked about, ending it all. There's certain words you can't really say without YouTube freaking out, but talking about literally ending it all with, prescription medications and using a lot of them. And when you get to a situation like that in your life, you need somebody else around you to just, like I said, put their arm around you and just let you know, like, we're going to walk this path together. He needs somebody to help him right now. He's straying off his path. Bruce said, we can just shut players down from here on out. They could. They're kind of doing it. They're not necessarily shutting them down for the rest of the regular season, but they're kind of doing it where, like, Brunson didn't play the other game against the Grizzlies. Towns is not playing tonight against the Chicago Bulls. You will see players shuffled in and out of the rotation here in terms of, like, getting rest. I'm sure Josh Hart, maybe Anunoby will miss a game or two. One guy who we know won't miss a game, that will indeed be Mikal Bridges, who will keep his Iron Man streak alive. Isaiah Gardner said, I saw a clip on the Knicks Game 2 versus the Pistons. It was showing how Brunson was making the right play in the fourth quarter and Mikal was missing wide open threes. I think Papa Left put that one out. Shout out Papa Left, man. I love his content right now. I love what he's doing. Don't always agree with him, but I love watching Papa Left's content. I saw that. I saw those clips too. That is generally how Brunson plays basketball. When I tell you guys, like, who do you want the ball in their hands to dribble the basketball? Because Anunoby has an iffy dribble. Mikal Bridges has an iffy dribble. Josh Hart, I don't call him the chaos engine for nothing. He has a wild play style. Karl-Anthony Towns, right? We ran the offense through Karl-Anthony Towns against the Memphis Grizzlies the other night. Grizzlies are not a good defense. Karl-Anthony Towns ended the night with 7 turnovers. He had the triple-double, which is great. We can celebrate that. But he also had 7 turnovers, right? Against a better defense, Are those plays going to be available to him as consistently and as easily? That's my Johnson. What's up, Johnson? Crazy name, brother. Hoobian, what's up, Hoobian? Knicks better win this game. I feel like they're both tanking and trying to win at the same time. They're definitely not tanking. They're just at times not playing to their capabilities. But yeah, the reason why the ball is in Jalen Brunson's hands often, and look, we can, Jessica Griffith, what's up, Jessica? We can criticize Brunson. I say it all the time. We can criticize Brunson. We just got to criticize him for the right things, right? Like being like, Jalen Brunson dribbles too much and shoots too much. And it's like, who else on this team is dribbling? Who else is doing it? Because I don't feel confident when Anunoby's taking more than one dribble. I don't feel confident when Mikal Bridges taking more than one dribble. I don't feel confident when Towns taking more than one dribble. I don't feel confident when Josh Hart has to take more than one dribble. Right? Those guys have iffy dribbles. S2 Mar, what's up, S2 Mar? Susan, what's up, Susan? And so constantly these guys will take one or two dribbles trying to go to the rim. And if they get shut off by a good perimeter defender, that player will pick their handle up and kick it back out. And you know who's going to be available? Jalen Brunson. Because even if they kick it out to like a Josh Hart's going to have it at the top of the key and be like, oh, there's 11 seconds on the shot clock. Well, I ain't really creating something out of nothing. Let me get it to our best player's hands. Brunson, now you make something out of nothing. Maybe Brunson has enough time to run a pick and roll. Maybe not. He's going to have to isolate. But when Jalen Brunson brings the ball down the court and then they run a set and they swing it over to somebody and they're supposed to maybe take more than one dribble towards the paint or attack a closeout and they can't because they don't have a great dribble or a great handle on the ball and they pick their handle up, who are they looking to kick it back out to? Jalen Brunson. So Jalen Brunson brought the ball down the court. He tried to have everybody run the offense. They can't run the offense because if you're going up against good defense, they're going to have good defenders staying in front of their other guys. And then they got to kick the ball back out, and then the offense kind of breaks down, and you don't really have enough time to run through another set. So the ball's going to be in Brunson's hands, and we're just going to simply go to either a pick and roll with somebody, usually Josh Hart because he's being guarded by the big man. And if Brunson comes off a screen from Josh Hart and they hedge out hard and they show a double team to Brunson, and now there's 7 seconds on the shot clock, and Brunson has to swing the ball over to somebody, the only guy who's going to be open because teams refuse to guard him is going to be Josh Hart. So when you see Brunson and Josh Hart play this two-man game constantly throughout the game, and we're like, how come Brunson's not passing it to Towns? Because Towns is not open. Because the one guy who is open is Josh Hart because teams don't guard him. And if only Josh Hart would make teams pay by shooting the three, or, my goodness, if only our head coach would decide, hey, maybe we don't play Brunson, Hart, and Towns together because clearly that trio does not work because it allows teams to put their wings on Karl-Anthony Towns, forcing Jalen Brunson and Josh Hart to play a two-man game versus Brunson and Towns being able to play a two-man game. The reason why we look at the court and we're like, man, this team doesn't really have a ton of chemistry because it constantly feels like it's Brunson on one side with the ball in his hands or it's Towns on the other side of the court with the ball in their hands, and these two players don't really feed off of each other, is because they literally can't. Because whenever Brunson has the ball and he wants to run a traditional pick and roll with Karl-Anthony Towns, which feels like it's almost been entirely eliminated from the Knicks offense, is because a wing is guarding Karl-Anthony Towns because the center is guarding Josh Hart. The center is not really guarding Josh Hart. He's hanging down by the paint. So Towns can't catch it in the post against a smaller defender because there's already a big man down there waiting to double team him immediately off the catch. And Josh Hart and Karl-Anthony Towns is not a good enough passer out of the double team to fully take advantage of it. Besides, either way, you know who's going to be open off that double team? Josh Hart. And you know what defense will be like? Yes. Is Josh Hart wide open from three looking to shoot it? They do not want to guard Josh Hart. The defense's entire 29 other teams' defense's entire game plan is to funnel the ball into Josh Hart's hands to either make him the decision maker for the Knicks or to have him shoot the open shot, which they do not believe Josh Hart, number one, wants to shoot the open shot, is confident enough to shoot the open shot, or is good enough to shoot the open shot. Which is why when we had that conversation going into the Houston game, talking about how the Knicks generally feel like they are the ones on the back foot, not forcing the envelope, not forcing teams out of their game plans, is because they literally cannot really do it with the sets that they have right now, because teams will just switch everything, and then if the ball ends up in Josh Hart's, the defense is like, good, we did our job. If Josh Hart dribbles into the paint and knocks down a floater, they're like, cool. If Josh Hart dribbles to the foul line and knocks down that little foul line jump shot, the mid-range jump shot that he's been taking all season long, they're like, good. Literally rather that than Jalen Brunson shoot a shot. Really rather that than the ball being in Karl-Anthony Towns' hands. right? If Josh Hart is the one ending up with a wide open corner three, they're like, thank goodness it's not Mikal Bridges or OG Anunoby or Jalen Brunson or Karl Anthony Towns. Right? Which is why the conversation of should Josh Hart be in a starting lineup consistently gets brought up, because this five-man group, the starting lineup that they have, has played more than 3,000 minutes together, which in 2 seasons, which is it's a preposterous number of minutes for a five-man unit to play together. And you know what they are? I believe they're like a minus 1.3 overall, which is not good. If anything, they're like hovering around 0, which is not good. You should be starting your 5 best players, right? Your 5 best, most synergistic players. And the Knicks for 2 seasons under 2 different head coaches have not done so, despite every single statistical measure saying that they should change their starting lineup. This is the problem. And the Knicks refuse to solve the one major problem they have. It's not like anybody's asking for Josh Hart to be removed from the rotation. We're just asking his spot to be moved from starting small forward and essentially being the focal point of the Knicks offense. Go back and check first quarter box scores. There's a reason why Josh Hart usually opens the games taking 5 to 7 shots in the first quarter, because the defense is daring him to shoot. Like, is Josh Hart going to hit his threes today? Right? Is Josh Hart even going to be confident enough to shoot the open threes today? Let's watch how Chicago guards the Knicks. And I promise you, Karl Anthony Towns is not playing today, so we're not really going to see that, because when Mitchell Robinson is in the starting lineup, they can't afford to put a wing on Mitchell Robinson because he's the league's greatest offensive rebounder in the league. He's the league's best offensive rebounder. So you can't try to put a wing on Mitchell Robinson and then ask that wing to box out Mitch. So they have to put the center on Mitchell Robinson, which is why people want Mitchell Robinson in the starting lineup. My preference is Deuce McBride, but Mitchell Robinson, literally anybody at this point, is a better option than Josh Hart. And it's not because Josh Hart's a bad player. It's not even because Josh Hart's playing poorly, but it's just what it does to everybody else in that starting lineup, because Josh Hart has to be in there when he doesn't have to be in there. But we got 5 games left in the regular season, so we won't be seeing a change in the starting lineup, and hopefully they can overcome it, despite every single sign telling the Knicks that this will not work. But hopefully it'll suddenly start working. Benzino, what's up, Benzino? Can't wait to see Yabusele. Yabusele will indeed be playing today. Joseph said McBride is decent, but he ain't all that. It's not about that, Joseph. Josh Hart is probably an overall better player than Josh Hart. I mean, he's got a better handle. I mean, Josh Hart is probably a better overall player. And honestly, I would even hesitate to say that. It's not a definite. McBride's value is so incredibly underrated. The fact that this guy isn't just capable of shooting threes, but confident enough to shoot threes in the face of defenders 5, 6, 7, 8 inches taller than him, splashing it in the face of 7-footers, pulling defenses out to the three-point line. He's starting to develop a little bit of an off-the-dribble game. It's been 2 months since we've seen McBride. But Deuce McBride's also point of attack defense aggressiveness and also defensive awareness in terms of making the extra rotation before the extra rotation is actually needed is so incredibly beneficial to guys like OG Anunoby and Mikal Bridges to also allow them to play free safety out on the wings, which is something that Josh Hart has gotten better at this season in comparison to last season, but he is not nearly the defender that Deuce McBride is. And the only reason Josh Hart's a halfway decent defender is because of his size. Right? If Deuce McBride was 6'5", he'd be an elite all-wing, all-defensive level defender. Right? It actually nerfs him being 6 feet tall. Bruce Fallis said he worked himself into a lather before tip, and I'm better for it. Therapeutic. It's just the conversations around the Knicks. It's not we need to play through Towns more. It's not we need to feature Towns more. It's not we need to give Karl Anthony Towns more shots. Like, yes, there is a conversation of that needs to take place of, like, we need to find ways to get Karl Anthony Towns more looks. We need to find ways to get Karl Anthony Towns open looks from three-point range. He needs to incorporate more three-point shooting into the game. All of those things. But part of the reason why those things are not readily available for Karl Anthony Towns is that he's being guarded by a wing, right? And to have Josh Hart to bail defenses out, the Knicks are essentially consistently playing 5-on-4 offense. And they don't have to do that. They're putting themselves in a situation where they're playing 5-on-4. You know how incredibly impossible it is to be a good offense, let alone a great offense as the Knicks have been majority of the season, they're still somehow top 5 in offense, even though it feels like they have consistently underperformed offensively, especially these past couple of weeks here. Isaiah Gardner said Josh Hart constantly gets cooked on defense. He's not nearly the team defender, like the off-ball defender that Deuce McBride is. He's not nearly the point of attack defender that Deuce McBride is. But what he can do is he can scale up and guard bigger, stronger wings, which Deuce McBride generally can do because of his size, not necessarily because of anything else. Ian Parkin said, Hart is not the problem. Hart is 1,000. Hart in the starting lineup is 1,000%. There's literally no other issue that is bigger than Josh Hart in the starting lineup. I don't want less Josh Hart. I want Josh Hart in a different spot. I want Josh Hart as the super sub sixth man. What is the issue with Josh Hart coming off the bench and still getting his 25 to 30 minutes a night depending on how he plays? Right? Like if we're talking about the Knicks' 5 best players, Josh Hart's 6, maybe 7. Right? Because we know who the core 4 are. It's the starting lineup of Brunson, Bridges, Anunoby, and Towns. And then who's the 5th best player in the team? Probably Mitchell Robinson if everybody's fully healthy. And then we're talking about Josh Hart and Deuce McBride, who you prefer. I actually think that's a genuine conversation. If you want to say it's Josh Hart, fine. You have an argument for that. If you want to say Deuce McBride, fine. You have an argument for that. But the Knicks are consistently starting games off with a lineup that's not synergistic at all, that takes away from their offense and also takes away from their defense. In the Knicks starting lineup, for a team that has 2 liabilities defensively in Jalen Brunson and Karl-Anthony Towns, who is the Knicks' point of attack defender? Because it's not Mikal Bridges. It's not OG Anunoby. And it certainly ain't Josh Hart. So who are you relying on to stop the ball, especially when you have a dynamic guard, which most teams do, and majority of teams that you play in the starting lineup will have? Who is stopping the ball? In the Knicks matchup with the Philadelphia 76ers, who is guarding Maxey to start the games? Because Bridges ain't doing that. And Anunoby's not quick enough to stay in front of him. A few guys are, right? Josh Hart definitely ain't going to be able to guard Tyrese Maxey consistently for a game. So he's not helping you offensively. He's not helping you defensively. It's not like I think Josh Hart needs to be traded for a ham sandwich. It's not like I even want Josh Hart off this team. I want Josh Hart to retire a New York Knick. I want his jersey in the rafters upon the conclusion of his career. I really do. But he can't do it in the starting lineup. He can't. It doesn't work. It doesn't work. He himself has forced himself in a situation where it doesn't work because he has consistently just refused to shoot. He's shot 40% this year. There's literally no other indication to a player that you can show them that, hey, man, you can shoot, than looking at the percentages and being like, hey, man, you're a, where you at, Josh? You're a 40% three-point shooter this year. But the volume remains low. And therefore, teams don't respect this. This number means nothing if you are not willing to actually take the threes. If you're taking 3 threes a game, shooting 40%, you're barely making over 1 a game. Teams don't care about that. They don't care about Josh Hart hitting slightly above 1 3 a game because you're shooting 3 or 4 a game at 40%. We don't care about no Josh Hart threes then. Go ahead, fire them up, Josh Hart. We know you don't want to shoot it. And the second you miss 1 or 2, the confidence completely evaporates. Completely. Bruce said, we all know it, absent a championship round appearance, the talk will be package, Bridges, and Cat. I don't even want to think negatively, but this New York gas is $5 a gallon. If the Knicks don't make, let alone even the conference finals, they get eliminated, let's not even live in fantasy world where it's possible, but let's not even put ourselves in a situation where we talk about the Knicks being eliminated in the first round. Let's say the Knicks get eliminated in the second round. Let's say it goes 7 games and it could have gone either way, and yet they still lost in the second round. You know what's going to happen? This front office is going to be approached by the owner. It's going to be approached by other people in the front office being like, well, that didn't work. And that's 2 years in a row, and that's 2 different head coaches. So what do we do now? What are the trades that are out there? How do we improve this team? Right? Who's got to go? Right? And Josh Hart will be on the block. Bridges, Towns, Anunoby, pretty much everybody but Brunson. because the front office is already, well, Ian Begley's already intimated that the front office they will go down with Jalen Brunson. If they ultimately ever get fired, which I don't think they will get fired anytime soon, they will go down with the ship with Jalen Brunson. Nazareno, what's up, Nazareno? This is a Mike Brown problem, not a Josh Hart problem. The Knicks have had the same exact problem for 2 head coaches. Mike Brown has his own issues on this team for sure. He needs to be better. I don't particularly love his rotations. I don't love playing Jalen Brunson the entirety of the first quarter. I don't love yanking Karl-Anthony Towns' minutes around. He plays the first 6 minutes of the first quarter, doesn't come in, sits the last 6 minutes of that first quarter, doesn't come in until the start of the second quarter, plays about 6 minutes of it, comes back out, then comes back in to end it for like the final 2. Like, I don't love the rotations of Mike Brown. He's his own issue. Right? There's more than one issue with this team. It's not remove Josh Hart from the starting lineup, put Mitchell Robinson in, and all their problems are solved. No, they still got some major problems. But the number one issue this team has is that they are not synergistic in the starting lineup whatsoever. They have played over 3,000 minutes together over the course of 2 seasons, which again, that is not a normal number. That is a preposterous number. No team plays a single lineup, a single unit of 5-man, a 5-man unit. No team plays that unit over 3,000 minutes over the course of 2 seasons. That is an insane number. That is clearly a lack of experimentation and a lack of roster usage issue, right? And a lot of it comes from Mike Brown last year. I mean, from Tom Thibodeau last year. But it's also been a problem this year with Mike Brown, which tells me that, by the way, it's also an ego problem on this team, where Josh Hart didn't start the year in the starting lineup. He started the year on the bench. You know why? Because when looking at it from afar, Mike Brown said, oh, clearly the issue is Josh Hart in the starting lineup. If we just kind of shifted who he plays with around a little bit and had him come off the bench, which he started off the season terribly. Why? Because he didn't want to come off the bench. Because he was sulking, and he was sitting at the end of the bench, and he was upset. And then all of a sudden, Josh Hart was like, nah, I just got to accept it. I got to do what's best for the team. And he started to play well, started to play better. And then you know what the coaching staff realized? Oh, this guy's got a pretty big ego. This guy sees himself as like a true blue, maybe even all-star level player who's taken a step back for the team, but it definitely sees himself as a starter. And so they had him in the starting lineup, and they haven't taken him out of the starting lineup since. Despite every single statistical measure, every single advanced metric, every single counting stat you want to look at tells you that Josh Hart, the eye test tells you Josh Hart should not be in the starting lineup. And it's not because he's a bad basketball player. It's because he doesn't play synergistically with the other 5-man unit, other 4 players that are out there. RPX with the RPX. Yeah, we had no bench. Yeah, but we also didn't utilize a bench. You know, like having no bench and using no bench are 2 different things. We're starting the game, by the way. Bridges a straightaway 3. Can't get it to go. Yabusele in starting lineup, by the way. Mitchell Robinson is starting for the resting. Karl-Anthony Towns. Yabusele misses that other right corner. Let's get into the game. No more ranting and raving. Let's get a good performance from our New York Knicks tonight. Anunoby down the lane, leans in, puts it up off glass, can't get it to go. Robinson right there for the tip, up and in. All right, we're going to get it started with a Mitchell Robinson tip in. And then on the other way, Matas Buzelis can't throw down the one-handed slam in transition, but that is because he is fouled by Mikal Bridges. He's going to go to the foul line for 2 free throws to start off the game. Okay. Russell Field, what's up, Russell? Chichi, I saw you in the chat earlier. What's up, Chichi? Supa, what's up, Supa? Peace and blessings to Chevy and the crew. Appreciate you, Supa. Isaiah Gardner said, I think the Knicks would play a lot better in the playoffs than last year with the spacing we have and the bench. Yeah, they just have a better overall team, for sure. For sure. So they should play better. But again, they had, a little bit of luck on their side last year as well. They're going to need a lot of luck on their side this year to make a deep playoff run. Buzelis misses the first free throw. He's got one more coming. This is the starting lineup for the Bulls, by the way. They got Yabusele, Okoro, Buzelis, Trey Jones, and Josh Giddey. As far as the Knicks go, they have their usual starting 4, but Mitchell Robinson is in for the injured, resting Karl-Anthony Towns. Dom Anthony, Bridges actually stinks. He's been playing that way. He has been playing that way. Buzelis knocks down the second free throw. Bridges has it up top. And another stoppage in play. The shot clock did not start. Doing too much. Who's up doing too much? If the Knicks don't make it to the finals, what players do you feel needs to be traded? I don't think any players need to be traded, even if they don't make it to the finals. But when you fall that short of your goal, heads will roll. I don't think any players need to be traded. I would not trade any of the players outside of a sizable... I wouldn't trade any of the players in the offseason. Unless there was a trade to be made. Obviously. But, yeah. I don't think that there is, like, an obvious move. Like, the Giannis thing scares me. It really does. Brunson has it up top, dances with it against Okoro, leans in, step back, pump fake, steps through, scoop play with the right hand, got it to go. What a move for Jalen Brunson. It's 4-1. Bonita Crandon. What's up, Crandon? Anunoby almost went for the steal, almost got it. Giddey recovers it. They kick it over to Trey Jones, driving to his right, stops, kicks it up top to Giddey, swings through to his left, bullet pass inside. Robinson knocks it away. That's a steal from Mitchell Robinson. There you go. Hit ahead. Anunoby transition, pull up three on the left wing, comes up short. Josh Hart battling for the loose ball. Can't hold on to it. Buzelis picks it up, bringing it down the other way over to Giddey. Giddey shovels it over to Jones. Jones down the lane, gets in the paint, kicks it out. Yabusele, left corner three. Can't get it to go. Rebound to Robinson. Robinson gets it over to Brunson. Here comes Jalen Brunson bringing it down. He has it up top. Coming to his left, down the lane, beats the defense, kicks it in the corner to Mikal Bridges. A wild pass from Brunson. Bridges couldn't hold on to it. Passed his fingertips. Ball back to the Bulls. Angela Harding with the Angela. Coach Brown better play the bench. The bench good tonight. He normally plays the bench a good enough amount of minutes, but, you know. A three for Buzelis out of the left corner, can't get it to go. Long rebound. The Bulls recovered as Brunson and Bridges couldn't get to it. Trey Jones throws up a floater over Robinson, can't get it to go. Robinson the rebound. Anunoby over to Brunson. Brunson will bring it down. It's 4-1. Brunson up top, coming to his right. Off a Robinson screen. Over to Bridges. Bridges on the right wing. Gets it over to Anunoby. Curling to his right, spinning to his left. Stops, kicks it over to Brunson, left corner three, pump fakes out of it, being guarded by Trey Jones, back to Anunoby. Anunoby up top, pump fake, jab step, straight away three over Okoro. Got it to go for OG Anunoby. You'll love to see it. Jacob Ball, what's up, Jacob? Appreciate you, brother. Generous super chat from my guy Jacob Ball. He said, what's up, bud? Sheffield is spelled G-O-A-T. Let's go, Knicks. Appreciate you, Jacob. Hope you're having a good time tonight. Knicks forced a turnover there. Didn't see it because I was too busy reading my man Jacob's very generous super chat. Appreciate you, brother. Ball back to the Knicks here. They got a 7-1 lead. Brunson bringing it down the other way. He has it up top. They get it over to Bridges. Bridges being guarded by Buzelis. Bridges gets it over to Anunoby, curling to the rim, throws the lob to Robinson, two-handed slam to Mitchell Robinson. And they're starting Yabusele at center, and so you know Mitchell Robinson is just going to feast tonight. It's 9-1 to start the game. This is how you're supposed to start the game. There you go, Knicks. Mojo, what's up, Mojo? Doing too much. Bruce Fowler said, when I checked earlier, I could have sworn this was a road game. Well, this is a nice surprise. Yeah, so the Knicks only have one more road game remaining on the season, and that is against the Atlanta Hawks on Monday. So they have 2 days off. They have the weekend off. The Gotham Lob, Bruce, the Gotham Lob, indeed. Crandon said, do you have Cash App? I do not have Cash App. I do not. Any support you want to give to me or the community is going to be done through this channel, whether through purchasing merch or donating, utilizing super chats, or with the membership features. But I do not really want money being funneled any other way. Everything is going to go through this channel, so we can all see exactly what this channel is making. Keith, what's up, Keith? We are all present. There was a lot of bantering from certain dissatisfied players to the media. A little bit. The Mikal Bridges thing came out. I didn't really read too much into it. I didn't even really read what it said or what it was, you know. Ahisho with the Ahisho. Love the jacket. Appreciate you. This is just our casual Knicks wear for a very casual Knicks game here today. Jason said, Mitch loves starting. Look at the impact. Yes, I'm sure Mitchell Robinson does love starting, but it is also the Chicago Bulls. Susan with a very generous super chat. My goodness, you guys are getting it started off right. Jacob Ball now. Susan, appreciate you. Susan said, Sheffy for knowing the real deal and bringing the games to the Sheffy crew with courtside seats. Appreciate you, Susan. Very, very much for your generosity. Thank you for your generosity from everybody tonight for just hanging out with us. CEO King said, who are the Knicks playing in the first round? It's still yet to be decided. The East is pretty close, though obviously with only 5 games remaining, it's starting to get closer. Let's go around the league, see what we got on the NBA slate tonight. I believe it's a pretty full slate. We only had a couple of games yesterday. Indiana, Charlotte. Charlotte is, for the most part, taking care of business so far here tonight. You got Timberwolves, 76ers. Hawks, Nets. Hawks taking care of business against the Nets. Knicks will be seeing the Hawks very shortly on Monday. We have, obviously, our Bulls-Knicks matchup. And then you have Jazz, Rockets, Raptors, Grizzlies, Celtics, Bucks, Magic, Mavs, and Pelicans, Kings later tonight. Alwincita, what's up, Alwin? Good morning from the Phils. Appreciate you, Alwincita. We're back into it. Chicago gets it over to Yabusele. Jab step coming to his left, attacking Robinson off the bounce. Pass fake, kicks it out to Buzelis. Buzelis dancing with it up top, and he throws it out of bounds, thinking Yabusele was going to pop off the screen. Instead, he rolled to the rim, and Buzelis throws it out of bounds. Joe's been a lot of horrible matchups today. Yeah, we gotta bang out some of the bad ones towards the end of the season here. The NBA definitely, wrong screen. The NBA definitely won't it. Brunson cuts back door, misses the floater, rebound to Buzelis. Here comes Giddey. The NBA doesn't want to schedule any great primetime matchups, right, with 2 or 3 games left in the regular season, although the Knicks will be playing the Celtics. Generally because teams kind of want to wind down, sit players a little bit, rest them. Buzelis, a left wing 3, can't get it to go. Fight for the loose ball rebound. Yabusele knocks it out to his teammates. Back to Yabusele, a right corner 3 comes up short. Maybe it's just that Yabusele can't shoot a Madison Square Garden because Yabusele had been shooting it pretty well for the Bulls lately, and he is stinging it up so far here tonight for the Chicago Bulls. Anunoby kicks it out to Brunson. Brunson up top, 8 minutes to go. Brunson dancing with it, coming to his right, over the top pass to Anunoby, in the paint, stops, kicks it out, Josh Hart, extra pass to Bridges, driving the lane, good defense from the Bulls so far, and Bridges settles for the little fall away, foul line, extended jump shot, got it to go, and it's 11-1, immediately a 10-point lead for the Knicks is opened up, and the Bulls have only scored 1 point so far here tonight. This will help the Knicks' defensive rating. They kick it out to Giddey for a right wing 3, he can't get it to go, but it didn't matter, because it is a moving screen violation on the handoff from Trey Jones anyway, so the ball is going to go back to the Knicks off the turnover. Gigi said, how can Jaylen Brown put MVP numbers and he's not a ball-dominant player, but Jalen Brunson has the ball 98% of the time. Can't even win us a decisive game. The lead caught up to him fast. Jaylen Brown is absolutely a ball-dominant player, brother. I don't know what the beginning of that statement was supposed to be, but Anunoby has it on the right wing, being guarded by Okoro, kicks it out to Brunson, left wing, puts up the 3. Brunson got it to go. Also questioning Jalen Brunson, who is currently, he won't win it this year, but currently the reigning clutch player of the year. Come on, brother. Giddey gets it over to Buzelis. Buzelis gets it back to Giddey. Still 1 point here for the Chicago Bulls. Not looking good. Giddey coming to his left. Robinson knocks the ball out of his hands. Brunson hit ahead to Bridges. Bridges down the lane. Nice Gortat screen from Mitchell Robinson. Mitchell Robinson has just had an excellent game so far. I mean, they're not playing a center, so Mitchell Robinson should dominate, but 16-1 now. They get it over to Buzelis, now over to Okoro. Okoro jab step, swings through to his right, attacking Josh Hart of the bounce all the way to the rim. Can't get the layup to go. Looks like Mitchell Robinson came over the block. Mitchell Robinson continues to dominate so far here tonight. Bridges pushing it, throws the lob up top. Robinson can't get the dunk to go down, but a foul is called, and Robinson will go to the foul line for 2 free throws. Now, knock me down 2 free throws, Big Mitch. Knock me down 2 free throws. Russell Field said, hopefully OG steps up in the second scorer role. I mean, it's the Chicago Bulls. They might not even really need it. Mojo said Jaylen Brown is ball dominant. He is 100% ball dominant. Bruce said, did we have a players-only meeting and no one told me? No, they did not. They just, are playing very bad teams. Robinson rattles in the first free throw. Yes, sir, Big Mitch. Yes, sir. Yes, sir. Knock me down another free throw, Mitch. All I ever ask is 50%. So if you knock down 1 free throw, you miss the second one, I'll take it. But knock me down 2 free throws, Mitch. Raymond said, I want another 40-point quarter. I mean, they're on their way. Not really. Kind of on their way. Robinson knocks down both free throws, baby. Knocks down Both free throws, Big Mitch. Yes, sir. 18-1 so far to start the game, by the way. Giddey up top, gets it over to Yabusele. Yabusele hands it off to Colin Sexton, who just subbed in. He's being guarded by Anunoby. Gets it out to Giddey. Giddey dancing with it against Brunson. Sidestep straightaway three. Can't get it to go. Rebound to Anunoby. My goodness, the Chicago Bulls, we are halfway into this game, and they have yet to make a basket, by the way. Anunoby down the lane, throws a lob to nobody. Nice defense for the Chicago Bulls. Terrible decision for OG Anunoby there. Okoro pushing it the other way. Kick it up top to Colin Sexton. Sexton dancing with it against Anunoby. Crosses over to his left. Gets all the way to the rim. Gets swatted out of bounds by OG Anunoby, though. Oof. I thought they were finally going to get a basket, but nope. Nope. Awansita. Cat is not playing tonight. No Cat tonight. It's Jones with the Jones. So Cat playing it on. No Karl Anthony Towns tonight. Bruce said, no, I know Chicago is horrible, but they look spry. They look in sync. I guess they're just playing a really bad team. Josh Hart down low to Sohan. Jeremy Sohan in the game, by the way, folks. Is this our backup center? This is our backup center. I told you guys we should be playing Jeremy Sohan. If we are ever going to give him minutes, play Jeremy Sohan as the backup big. There you go. Again, Jeremy Sohan backup center minutes here. Isaiah Garner said 1 point is crazy, my lord. Why is my timer still going? It is indeed crazy. We are past the halfway point of this first quarter, and the Chicago Bulls have yet to make a shot. Their 1 point obviously comes from the free throw line. They have not made a basket. David said, happy time, Sohan is playing. No Huck Porty. I wonder why. Is he injured, hurt, not playing? I don't know. Either way, I like Sohan getting an opportunity as the backup five. He's not a wing. He's a big. Sohan knocks down both free throws. Under 6 minutes to go. Colin Sexton has it up top, being guarded by Deuce McBride. Sexton coming to his right, driving it down, step back, fall away jumper, comes up short, rebound to Sohan. My goodness, Chicago, what are you doing tonight? Brunson bringing it down, pull up straightaway three for Brunson, comes up short, long rebound. McBride chasing it, but can't grab it. Here come the Chicago Bulls. Okoro in the corner, Sexton in left corner three. He finally makes the first shot for the Chicago Bulls. It's 20-4. My goodness. My goodness. Rose said, Bulls purposely missing shots. Not purposely missing shots, but purposely playing bad players who aren't in rhythm and aren't going to make a ton of shots here tonight. Brunson, pass fake, kicks it out to Josh Hart in the corner. Josh Hart hands it off to Anunoby. Step back, left wing three for OG Anunoby. Got it to go for OG. Getting those 3 points right back. Back to a 19-point game. 23-4 right now. Who's this young man in the game? Leonard Miller is in the game. They get it over to Giddey. Giddey dancing with it against Sohan down the lane. Throws up the floater. Comes up short. Loose ball rebound. Sohan knocks it out of Giddey's hands. Anunoby picks it up. Shoves it over to Hart. Hart down the lane. Loses the handle. Picks it back up. Shoves it over to Anunoby. He just knocked down a three from that spot. Misses that pull-up three right there off the handoff. Leonard Miller the rebound over to Giddey. By the way, I really loved Leonard Miller out of the G League Ignite program. Has not really worked out in the NBA so far. Giddey down the lane. Cross-court pass to Sexton. He's going to catch and fire another three here, and he's going to knock down another three. Colin Sexton, one of the only guys who has anything going tonight for his team. 23-7, Brunson bringing it down the other way. Brunson has it up top. Gets it over to Anunoby. Anunoby over to Sohan, who flashes up top. He's being guarded by Miller. They hand it off to Brunson. Brunson, jab step, coming to his right, down the lane, kicks it out to McBride, a right wing three for Deucey. And there's Deuce McBride with his first made three of the night. We need Deuce McBride to get it back going again. He's been very, very slow, very inconsistent since coming back from the injury. And I'm gonna cut him some slack. He's gonna be rusty, but I like that he made his first shot so far here tonight. The Knicks force another turnover. Good hands from Sohan as Colin Sexton tried to cut back door. Josh Hart down the lane, draws the foul on Patrick Williams, and Hart will go to the foul line for 2 free throws. I don't mind a couple of sprinkling minutes of Jeremy Sohan as the backup center. I wish we would have explored this a little bit earlier in the season when we did acquire him. That's his true role. He's not a wing. He's a big. He's a big. Suns Jen, what's up, Suns Jen? Mike, what's up, Mike? Knicks got to stop playing and just play. What did Yoda say? Don't try. Do or do not. There is no try. That's what he said. Raymond said, this looks great so far. Deuce is back. Deuce is back. Shamit is back. He will be playing tonight as Josh Hart knocks down the first free throw. Forgot to give McBride his three, by the way. I was too busy celebrating. And then Josh Hart knocks down this free throw, giving them 27. Oop, I gave 1 point to the Bulls. My bad. Giving them 27. So it's a 20-point lead right now, 27-7. It's Jones said, is Karl Anthony Towns coming in? No, Karl Anthony Towns is not playing tonight. Lionel Monis said, come on, Knicks fans, hit the like button. Appreciate you, Lionel. Appreciate you. Orville Sweeney, what's up, Orville? Use this game to build confidence and get back on track. Yep, when you're playing bad teams, you should be able to take advantage of the matchup. Josh Hart misses the second free throw. 3:44 to go here in this first quarter. Giddey has it up top. Attacking, Bridges off the bounce to his right, gets down into the lane to kick it out to Leonard Miller, a wide open straightaway three. He misses it off the back rim, a long rebound. Josh Hart chases it down. The Bulls don't even go after the offensive rebound. Josh Hart hands it off to Bridges. Bridges on the right wing, gets it over to Brunson. Brunson, the straightaway three over Trey Jones. In and out, can't get it to stay. Rolls off the backside of the rim. And now here comes Giddey. Hit ahead to Miller. Miller crosses over down the lane against Sohan. Pump fakes, layup. Got it to go for Leonard Miller. Finally, somebody other than Colin Sexton made a shot. And then McBride tried to inbound it. It's out of bounds off of Colin Sexton. He tried to come up with the steal. Nice aggressive play from Colin Sexton. I always kind of like Colin Sexton. Not sure how much he impacts winning, but I always kind of like Colin Sexton. Russell Field said, so tune-up games before the playoffs. Should be a nice confidence-building game. Rob Dillingham is going to sub in here. Should be a nice confidence-building game. But you got a tough schedule at the end of the season coming up, so. Slick McHale, what's up, Slick? Do you think Giddey can get a bucket before the quarter ends? Well, Giddey just subbed out, so no. Bridges gets it over to Sohan. Sohan has it up top. Hands it off to Shamet, who just subbed it. Shamet off the handoff a three. Got it to go for Landry Shamet. And the Knicks with some home cooking here tonight, coming off the road trip, their first game back home in over a week, and they look really good. They look spry, like you guys said. Sometimes just some, homesickness. Sometimes they're just homesick. Trey Jones in the corner being guarded by Brunson. Jab step coming to his left, down the lane, leans in, kicks it out. Pat Williams, left corner three, can't get it to go. Brunson the rebound. Brunson's pushing it. Knicks are running. Brunson up top. Leaves it off for Landry Shamet as the trailer. A deep straightaway three. Way off on that one. Hit the backboard first. Battle for the loose ball. And Sohan ends up fouling Pat Williams there on the rebound. And we're going to get a timeout. It's 30-9. It's a 21-point game for the Knicks. You'll love to see it. Dre, what's up, Dre? Just that's it. Active but inactive. Lloyd Hamilton, what's up, Lloyd? Keep the score. Yer, what's up, Yer? Happy to see you, brother. Chaos Kid, what's up, Chaos Kid? Doing too much. Do you think the Knicks will be better if they put Brunson at shooting guard and McBride at point guard? Even if McBride starts, McBride is not a point guard. Brunson is a point guard. If McBride starts, there are no positions anymore. There are no positions anymore. We could say we're going to start Deuce McBride at point guard and Jalen Brunson at shooting guard, and you know he's going to be bringing the ball down the court and calling all the plays? Jalen Brunson. He's the best player on the team. He's the best ball handler on the team. McBride can't really handle the ball like that. Isaiah Garner said that's why OKC traded Josh. He can't shoot for nothing. Nope. Can't shoot. Not the greatest finisher in the world. He's got size. He's got nice vision. He's got good feel, particularly on the offensive end. But, and to be fair to Josh Giddey, he's not really going to elevate a team that's this bereft of talent. I mean, look at the group of players that are out there on the court right now. They got Trey Jones, Colin Sexton, and Rob Dillingham. All these guys are maybe fringe backup guards. Colin Sexton, I think, is definitely a backup guard. But Rob Dillingham, the Timberwolves had to give up on him. He got his spot taken from him by Bones Highland. Trey Jones, he's bounced around the league, all around. He was on the San Antonio Spurs, and they were like, nah, we're good. Go ahead, explore your options, Trey Jones. When the Spurs let you go, it's usually not really a great sign. So, there's only so much Josh Giddey can do. He's not like a natural scorer. He kind of just wants to be a setup man. He doesn't really have anybody to set up on this team. Tammy, what's up, Tammy? Joseph Taylor said 9 points is diabolical. Yeah, 9 points so far here in this first quarter is bad. Raymond said that's what they should do. Deuce, JB, and the rest. I would love Deuce McBride in the starting lineup. I would not mind Mitchell Robinson in the starting lineup at all. But we will not be getting that. Yours said traded all their players. They did indeed. At least they picked a direction. For the longest time, they were just holding on to their vets that made them a mediocre team, and they were like the 9 or 10 seed and ultimately would get eliminated out of the play-in, and then they would have a bad lottery pick, and that player, like Montes Buzelis, shout out Montes Buzelis, who's nice and developing well. But like, he's not changing. He's not a cornerstone player for this Bulls team to build around. He's an ancillary piece on the fringes. So here we go. 2:30 to go here in this first quarter. Can the Knicks hold the Chicago Bulls under 10 points? Sexton bringing it down. Gets it over to Tre Jones, cutting to the rim. Lay with the right hand. Can't get it to go, but he draws a foul. So probably not going to hold them under 10 unless Tre Jones wants to miss a couple of free throws here. I definitely appreciate that. Rose set a record for lowest first quarter score. First quarter is different. I don't know what the first quarter record is, but Tre Jones knocks down his first free throw. He's got another one coming. So there's the 10 points. But I do know the Knicks have scored like 11 points in a quarter. He does miss the second free throw. They're sitting at 10. And there's a little over 2 minutes to go here. So can they hold them to 10 for the remainder of the quarter? This is where we're at in the game already. Robinson has it up top, hands it off to Brunson. Brunson on the right wing, swings through to his left off the Robinson screen, driving it down, goes right past Tre Jones, throws up the floater, gets blocked, but it is a goaltend by Leonard Miller. And it's 2 points to Jalen Brunson with 2 minutes to go. Curtis Painter, what's up, Curtis? We're starting fast again. Let's see, can we keep this pace? D playing well, or they just can't hit. They can hit. And the Knicks defense is playing well. Rob Dillingham has it up top, being guarded by Shamet. They get over to Miller, hand it off to Dillingham. Dillingham dancing with it, coming to his left, leans in, down the lane, puts up the foul line jumper, way off on that one. Rebound to Robinson, hands it off to Brunson. Brunson bringing it down, 1:40 to go. Come on, timer. Stick with us today, timer. Shamet has it up top. They get it over to Brunson. Brunson mishandles the ball, but he does save it to Bridges. What a save from Brunson, who dove into the crowd. Bridges has it, being guarded by Sexton. He's going to put him in the post and back him down. Gets him all the way into the paint. Little fall away jumper over him. Throws up an air ball. Okay. Here comes Tre Jones bringing it down the other way. They get it up top. Leonard Miller walks into the straightaway three. Knocks it down for Leonard Miller. And they didn't hold them to 10. 13 points for the Chicago Bulls in this first quarter. Brunson and the Knicks bringing it down the other way. 1 minute to go. Brunson directing some traffic. Gets it over to Anunoby. Anunoby over to Robinson. Robinson has it up top. Robinson tries to hit Anunoby, cutting back door, and ends up in a turnover. Not a turnover. Robinson is very adamant that the ball was tipped. So the Knicks do get the ball back, I believe, here. Karen said, only 83 likes and over 300 watching is bad. Hit the like. Appreciate you, Karen. Appreciate you. As always. A leader of the like brigade in the community. Robinson hands it off to Brunson. Brunson coming to his right. The Knicks did get the ball back, by the way. Brunson throws a lob up top to Robinson. Gets the dunk to go down on the lob from Brunson. The Knicks continue to pour it on here tonight. Colin Sexton tries to hit Buzelis, cut into the rim. Shaman knocks it away. Robinson throws it back to Shaman. Almost a turnover, but Shaman bringing it down. Shaman gets it over to Bridges. Bridges in the post against Dillingham. Just bullies his way into the paint, throws up a floater, can't get it to go. But Robinson right there for the offensive rebound and putback. And Mitchell Robinson continues to dominate so far here tonight. It is 10 points and 5 points for Mitchell Robinson so far. Colin Sexton crossing over to his left, down the lane, stops, kicks it out to Jones up top. Jones being guarded by Brunson. Jones coming to his left, driving it down, past Brunson in the lane, gets caught by Bridges. They swing it around, a straightaway three for Sexton. He's at 2 this quarter, make that 3 this quarter for Colin Sexton, knocking it back to forgot to give Robinson his tip, knocking it back to a 20-point lead for the Knicks, 36-16. Brunson will walk it down with 8 seconds to go. My timer's off, but we got 5 seconds now. Brunson one-on-one, crossing over, not draws a foul. Buzelis intentionally uses a foul because they had a foul to give. Isaiah Garner said, I just hate Brunson playing the whole quarter. Makes no sense. I agree with you. I love Jalen Brunson. I love him. His jersey will be in the rafters, obviously. All-time great Knick, sitting in the prime of his era right now. Championship contending team because of him. All the things, all the accolades, all the stuff, yada, yada, yada. Do we have to rely on him the entirety of the first quarter? We can't bring him out with like 3 minutes to go in the first. Just give him a little bit of rest as he gets into the paint and knocks down a floater. There you go, JB. And that ends the first quarter, 38-16. This game is pretty much already over, but you can never, as Brunson goes and apologizes to the kid that he dove on top of after saving the ball from going out of bounds earlier in the quarter. This game should be over already, which I love and appreciate. We should get Mo Diawara. We should get Tyler Kolek. We should get Pregame Davier here tonight. We should. Creative said, dang, this is like the Thunder-Lakers game last night. It is by score and game feel-wise, but obviously the Chicago Bulls not to the level of the Lakers, and the Knicks not to the level of the Thunder. Just that said, Mitch, 2 steals. What a thief. 2 steals for Mitch, a block, I believe, 10 points, 5 boards, 4 for 4 from the field. He knocked down 2 free throws. Mitchell Robinson, baby. Mitchell Robinson. Maybe put that guy in the starting lineup. Loyalty Chisel. What's up, Loyalty? Dang, Sexton was not, Sexton was the play, not Trey. You took Trey Jones here tonight. He's got 1 point, while Sexton's got 9. Sexton was definitely the play, by the way. Lee Wei-Shi, what's up, Lee Wei-Shi? Impressive start, must be your Knicks gear. It might. They might have just needed a little, they just needed a little, uplift from the community, a little uplift from some fans. Raymond said Mitch is a monster. He is indeed. Mitch is probably our 5th best player on this team. If only we played him more than like 18 minutes a night. Now, hopefully that happens in the playoffs. Hopefully come playoff time, we're playing Mitchell Robinson closer to like 25 minutes a night, and we really start relying on that double big lineup because it has been nice. It has been nice this season. Nikki said it's going to suck not having Mitch next year. Don't put that out in the ether right now, Nikki. We don't need that kind of talk right now. Mitchell Robinson is going to retire a Knick. It's going to happen. He's too valuable to this franchise. We are not giving him away. Hawks 36, Nets 31, Timberwolves 47, 76ers 41. Pacers down by 19 to the Charlotte Hornets here. We're going to try to avoid the Knicks Bulls score here because we have to watch it on the MSG broadcast tonight, which means it is a delayed broadcast. Just that said, Kolek for JB. Alvarado should be coming in. Knicks are fully healthy outside of Karl-Anthony Towns. Here we go. The Bulls bringing it down. Dillingham gets it over to Jones. Jones up top being guarded by McBride. Coming to his right. Kicks it over to Yabusele. Yabusele the straightaway 3. He's open. And Yabusele finally knocks one down. There you go. It's a 19-point game. They cut it down to 19. Here comes Shamet bringing it down the other way. Shamet up top. Gets it over to McBride. McBride being guarded by Dillingham. McBride knocked down his first 3 of the game. They get over to Anunoby, who's knocked down 2 threes here tonight. Anunoby spins, gets it out over to McBride, over to Bridges, extra pass to Shaman, nice ball movement, back to Bridges, the straightaway 3 from Mikal Bridges, comes up well short, long rebound, picked up by Okoro. They're shot out of a cannon, pushing it the other way, crosses over down the lane, layup against Bridges, got it to go for Isaac Okoro. And here comes Shaman. Shaman on the left wing. Pass fake, gets it over to Bridges. Bridges coming to his left, off the Robinson screen, down the lane, 2 in its lane from Mikal Bridges. Some terrible defense from Chicago there. Here comes Dillingham bringing it down. Up top to Yabusele. Yabusele directing some traffic. He's being guarded by Robinson. Hands it off to Dillingham. Deep straightaway 3. Can't get it to go. Robinson the rebound. Robinson gets it over to McBride. McBride will walk it down. Knicks looking to play it in the half court here. McBride crosses over to his right, kicks it up top to Anunoby, extra pass to Shamet. Shamet ran off the line by Sexton all the way to the rim, tried to throw down a hammer over Yabusele. Couldn't get the dunk to go down, but it fell right back into his lap, and he tipped it up and in, his own missed dunk. Landry Shamet tried to get himself a highlight there against his former teammate, Yabusele, a Knick earlier this year. Sexton to the rim, can't get the layup past Shamet. Robinson, yet another rebound. He's up to 8 rebounds already, 10 and 8 for Mitchell Robinson so far here tonight. McBride has it up top. McBride gets it into Bridges in the high post. Bridges back out to McBride. McBride coming to his right off the Robinson screen. McBride hesitating from 3, kicks it up top to Bridges. Pump fakes, driving to his left down the lane, stops, turns, spins, and pivots. Puts up the fall-away jumper. Gets a friendly bounce off the back of the rim. It's 44-21 now. A 23-point lead, 9:50 to go. And quickly pushing the other way is Jones. Kicks it back up top to Dillingham. Dillingham to the rim. Layup over McBride. Got the finger roll to go down. Ian Parkinson said, I love Mitch, but we can't sign a player with glass Ankles to a $100 million contract. Who is signing Mitchell Robinson to a $100 million contract, brother? Where did that number come from? Nobody's signing nobody to a $100 million contract. Not getting $100 million for 5 years. Yabusele, the straightaway three, can't get it to go. The Knicks knocked down a three, by the way. I don't know who knocked it down. Deuce McBride knocked it down. He's got 2 threes now for 6 points. They get it down low to Anunoby, who got fouled on the pass attempt. And the Knicks continue to hoop here. They are hooping, y'all. They are hooping. Sconberg said, dang, MSG app is super late. Super duper duper late. It is the worst streaming app I've ever used. Unfortunately, this is also an NBA TV game, and because of that, I can't use NBA League Pass, despite me also having the Gotham Sports app, which is usually how I'll watch Knicks games, and I can't do so, so I have to watch it using the Gotham Sports app, and it is extremely late broadcast. There's really nothing I can do about it. I've tried lowering the quality, as Clarkson down the lane gets blocked, but picked up his own loose ball and lays it up and in. Everything going the Knicks' way so far here tonight. It's 49-23. Leonard Miller has it up top. T.J. Taylor, what's up, T.J.? Buzelis up top, dancing with it against Shamit. Tries to get it over to Okoro, but knocked out of bounds by McBride. Good hands from Deuce. Under 9 to go. Sconberg said, I'm in California, so I get it through the NBA app. That's where I watch most of the Knicks games, even though they are broadcast on MSGs. I can usually get them through NBA League Pass, at least, which also isn't the greatest, but it's better than Gotham Sports app. The Gotham Sports app, every time I've watched games on it, I'm literally at least 3 plays behind. McBride, the right corner three in transition, can't get it to go. Battle for the loose ball. Buzelis able to pick it up, and Buzelis gets it knocked out of his hands. It's going to stay with Chicago. Nadigo said, also, side note, that Clippers versus Spurs money line was, in fact, the dumbest odds I've ever seen. The easiest money a bettor has ever made. I don't know what it was. Shout out to you if you made money off of that. Buzelis has it up top. Tries to get over to Yabusele. Ball knocked loose by Sohan, but Yabusele recovers it. Now driving it down against him. Leaning in. Flips it up the right hook. Throws up an air ball. Josh Hart, the rebound, bringing it down the other way. Josh Hart has it up top. Hart gets it over to Clarkson. Clarkson coming to his left. He's being guarded by Yabusele on a switch. Hands it off to Shamit. Quick catch and fire for Landry Shamit. Can't get it to go. Rebound to Giddey. Gets a running start. Bringing it down the other way. Trying to push the pace a little bit here. Gets it over to Buzelis. Up top. Swings through to his right. Slips and falls for Matas Buzelis. Leaves it off for Josh Hart. Josh Hart down the lane. Layup. Got it to go. Buzelis okay? Timeout for Chicago. Buzelis limping off the court. Buzelis seems fine, but he takes a limp off the court there. That sucks for him. Knicks are up 28 points, 51-23 right now. I got to take this jacket off. It's getting real hot. TJ said, make more videos like this. We stream every night, TJ. We stream every single night. As a matter of fact, we did 2 streams last night. Covered 2 basketball games. You can go ahead and check the back catalog. It's up there. Starting to sweat. It's getting hot in there. Sconberg said, you would think the hometown team would be easy access, but they make you pay more to watch them. Thankfully, in California, it's the Lakers for me, so no sweat off my back. Yeah, it is $320 a year. At least you pay it all in one lump sum. I think that's better. I hate monthly subscriptions. Monthly subscriptions, terrible. Terrible. But it is $320 for the full Knicks season. To stream through the Gotham Sports app. Don't think it's great. Okay, Hazy, the Nets and Bulls are going to have lots of trades to make next season. I don't think they are. I mean, asset types of trades, but not any big trades. They're going to be trying to be bad again next year to get another draft pick. They're so bereft of talent overall and any actual building blocks that they will be high in the lottery for the next 2 or 3 years, both teams. Unless the Nets win the lottery and Devansta or Peterson or Boozer or Wilson are immediately good and can help start turn the franchise around. But I think for the most part, they will again be in the lottery and pretty high in the lottery. Okay, Hazy. I just read that one. Doing too much said, where'd they'll get those likes up for our guy Sheffy. A like is free. A like is free. Appreciate you doing too much. Appreciate everybody in the community. So fixated on the likes. It does help. It is the best way to show support. It's free. It's easy. It takes less than 1 second. It's literally that thumbs up button right there. If you hit that thumbs up button, that's it. That's all you got to do. Nothing changes for you. It won't impact anything. It won't impact your algorithm too much. It won't impact really too much. All it really does is tell YouTube, hey, this is a solid piece of content and more people should see it. That's all it tells YouTube. And YouTube will say, oh yeah, we'll send it out to more people. Hopefully more people see it. That's all it does. That's all it does. Okay, he said they both have a lot of guards, though. They do, but they're also not really trying to win basketball games right now. So, and I don't think any of these guards, like, it's kind of just throwing a bunch of people in a room and being like, all right, may the best one win. And whoever survives, that's who we'll keep. But, you know. Posey Peter said $320. That's more than I expected. It's cheaper if you only get it for MSG. So the Gotham Sports app, previously it was MSG Plus. And that was, I believe that was like $300. But then they combined with the Yes Network to make one streaming service called Gotham Sports app. Now, because it's combined, you could either pay, as McBride comes up with the steal, hit ahead to Josh Hart, over to Clarkson, back over to Sohan for the big one in its land. There you go, Jeremy Sohan, getting minutes tonight, playing well. So they combine Yes Network and MSG. You could either pay for one of the two, and that's $270 a month, or you could pay for both for $320. So they actually raised the price, but you get access to Nets and Mets games. They swing it out, Giddey a three, can't get it to go. Not Mets games, that's SNY. They get it back to Giddey, Giddey to the basket, can't get the finger roll layup to go down. Nothing going down for the Chicago Bulls here tonight. Even finger roll layups from Josh Giddey. Sohan crosses over down the lane, kicks it back out to McBride. McBride puts up the deep straightaway three, comes up short on it though. Rebound to Yabusele, here comes Josh Giddey. Stir Show, what's up Stir Show? Jorge is rolling in his grave and he's not even dead. McBride bringing it down over to Clarkson, Clarkson up top. This is not even the worst the Chicago Bulls have looked over the 3 decades since Jordan's been retired, brother. A step back left corner three for Landry Shamet. My goodness, when it rains, it pours, fellas. When it rains, it pours. 56-23. This game was over before it even started. They get it over to Yabusele. Yabusele has it up top, hands it off to Okoro. Jab step coming to his right, down the lane in the paint. Kicks it out to Leonard Miller. Jab step catches, pump fakes, spins, kicks it back out to Giddey. Giddey will fire the three over Sohan. He'll come up short on it. Rebound to Josh Hart. And Josh Hart and the Knicks will bring it down. And Yabusele ends up fouling Josh Hart. And we are at 6:09 to go. $6:09 to go. Just that's a jam at 8-1-1-1. I mean, everyone's stats are going to look great tonight. They're going to look fantastic tonight. You know? 8 points for Anunoby, 3 points for Josh Hart, 9 points for Brunson, who just subbed back in, 4 points for Sohan, 4, 3, and 1 for Jeremy Sohan, 2 points and 3 assists for Jordan Clarkson. Like, everybody's going to look great tonight. Everyone's stats are going to look fantastic. Brunson and the Knicks bringing it down. We are halfway through this second quarter. T-Bon Topo? What's up, TB? Where's Towns? He is not playing tonight. Clarkson hands it off to Hart. Hart gets it over to Sohan. Sohan hands it off to Brunson. Brunson coming to his right off the handoff. Has it in the lane. Step back. Pulls it all the way back out. As Miller switched onto him. Brunson hesitates. Stops. Kicks it out to Anunoby. Spins in the lane. Step back. Foul line. Follow away jumper for OG. Comes up short. Rebound to Clarkson. Pass fake. Inside to Anunoby. Scoop lay with the right hand. Got it to go. For OG Anunoby. Another nice assist for Jordan Clarkson, by the way. It is a 25-point lead for the New York Knicks. They kick it out in the corner. A 35-point lead. My goodness, 35-point lead. I can't do math. I just expected it to be lower. Leonard Miller, nice bump finish in the paint. That's not Leonard Miller. That is indeed Patrick Williams, who gets the nice finish in the paint over Jalen Brunson. 58-25. Brunson up top. Gets it over to Hart. Swings through to his left. Under the rim. Wild reverse layup. Got it to go for Josh Hart. Saying he got hit in the head. No foul called. The refs want to get out of here as much as the players do. Patrick Williams crosses over to his right down the lane. Gets stripped by Sohan out of bounds. It's going to stay here with the Bulls. It very much looked like it was off of Pat Williams, but they're going to give the Bulls a bit of a break here. Just that said OG's wrist seems okay. And the Bulls turn it over as Leonard Miller just throws it over the head of his teammate, flies out of bounds. My goodness. Yeah, OG's wrist seems fine. Jordan Clarkson healed it, man. Jordan Clarkson. He healed it. Brunson bringing it down. He has it up top, coming to his right. Cross-court pass to Anunoby. A left corner three for OG. Got it to go. It's just... All right. Here comes the beatdown. Here comes the avalanche. Trey Jones has it up top. Jones coming to his right, off the Miller screen. Pulls it back out. Kicks it out to Sexton. Sexton fires the three over Josh Hart. Got it to go for Colin Sexton. Shot went down. A shot went down. My goodness, ring the alarms. Starscream, what's up, Starscream? I'm just tuning in. What did I miss? Not much, other than a beatdown. It's literally been this from the tip. The Knicks got out to an early 11-1 lead and haven't looked back since. It has not been back to single digits since. And it probably won't be the remainder of the night. Sexton misses the left wing three. Rebound to Anunoby. Here comes Anunoby bringing it down. Anunoby has it up top. Anunoby gets it over to Josh Hart. Josh Hart crosses over to his right off the Sohan screen. Cross-court pass to Brunson. Back up top to Anunoby. Another open three. Another basket for OG Anunoby, who's got 17 points already so far here tonight. It is a 38-point beatdown, guys. 38 already. A right corner three for Okoro misses. Rebound to Josh Hart. They can go by 40. They can go by 40 points with 3:30 to go in this first half. Brunson pump fakes down the lane. Euro steps, kicks it out. Anunoby, a left corner three, another one. Oh my goodness, it's a 41-point game. Yeah, there isn't even really excitement I can bring to this because this is just embarrassing. This is embarrassing. OG's on fire. OG's insane right now. 20 points in this first half already, right? Right? Or is it 17? 17, I guess. 6 for 10 from the field. 5 boards, 2 assists for OG Anunoby. He looks ready to go. He looks ready to go come playoff time, guys. Andrew Brooks, what's up, Andrew? It's a little too late to try too many things. Just need to focus on the fundamentals with a touch of finesse, and we will conquer all the negatives. Hopefully. Starscream said, so reassuring to see us finally doing the beatdowns. I mean, they have generally, for the most part this season, beat down all the bad teams. And they're doing so here tonight. Now, this one is excruciatingly bad. But, yeah. Sons Jen said, anyone have any good recipes? We are at the point of the stream where it might be book talk already. Up 41 is unbelievable. 40-point lead in the first half is, yeah. The Charlotte Hornets are taking care of business against the Indiana Pacers tonight. The Timberwolves are up by 7 against the 76ers. They are already in their second half. The Hawks with a 10-point lead over the Nets. That one not out of reach for the Brooklyn if they want to, cause an upset. Obviously, this one already out of reach for the Bulls. The Rockets and the Jazz, still early in that game. Raptors, Grizzlies, and the Celtics are taking care of business against the Bucks. Yep. Raymond said, this is great. They are ready for I don't know if I would say they were ready for... I wouldn't say they are ready after the Chicago game. We got 4 games to go against actual quality opponents who are trying to win basketball games. Bruce Fowler said, Celtics doing the same to Milwaukee. Pretty much 28-10 so far. Yep, pretty much doing exactly the same. Isaiah Gardner said Nets and Bulls beat down this season was crazy. Yeah, this one might be worse. Than that Brooklyn Nets game, man. I mean, they won that game by 54 points? They were leading by 41 already. Just that's a 10 for 21 from 3 is promising. I mean, it's nice that they're knocking down their shots. That's the promising part for sure. But, again, it's the Chicago Bulls. You take everything that happens tonight with a grain of salt. It's a get-right game. It's a feel-good-about-yourself type of game. And the Knicks right now are getting right and feeling good about themselves. Gaze it. We can't empty the bench, unfortunately. These guys have to get used to each other again. I don't... It's fine. This is not the game to get used to each other. They're fine. They're already used to each other. They just have to play better, brother. It's not really that deep in terms of like, oh man, they got no chemistry anymore. They just got to play better. And you're not going to build a ton of chemistry going up against this version of this team, man. Christopher said, is Alvarado not playing based on the flow of the game? That's true. We did not see Alvarado tonight. Some guys may just be getting some rest. No Alvarado, no Huck Porty here tonight, who Huck Porty has traditionally been the backup whenever one of the two big sits. So no Mitchell Robinson the other night, and Huck Porty was the backup for Towns. No Towns tonight. Huck Porty not the backup for Robinson. Instead, we got Jeremy Sochan as the backup big for Robinson, which I like. Alyssa Lester said, the Knicks are doing very good tonight. Yes, absolutely. Raven said, that's true, but they need to sharpen their shooting. Practice, brother. Gyms exist. They don't only shoot during actual live basketball games. They are consistently in the gym. They will have a week off between the end of the regular season and the start of the playoffs. Anything you do now will not necessarily be effective or affecting the way you play come game one of the playoffs. There is a week break in between the start of the playoffs as Clarkson gets a nice pass from Josh Hart for a floater. There is a week break in between the end of the regular season and the start of the playoffs because of the play-in tournament. Trey Jones down the lane knocks down a floater over Hart. Buzzy Bader said, if Patrick Williams is playing, I know they're tanking. Yeah, they seem to be completely, I mean, everybody should be, completely out on the Patrick Williams train. Like that one's done. That's pretty much done. Brunson has it in the high post right wing, being guarded by Okoro, jab step, one dribble, pump fake, steps through, tough floater against him, can't get it to go. Clarkson the offensive rebound, picks it up in the paint, he steps through, flips it up with the left hand, he can't get it to go. Robinson the offensive rebound, he can't get the putback, but that's because he's fouled. Knock me down 2 more free throws, Big Mitch. Student said the Knicks are happy to be home. That is also part of it. It's their first home game in over a week, about a week and a half. You know, feeling good at home. Robinson knocked down his first 2 free throws of the game. They look good, nice and soft, off his hands, hit the rim nice. Daniel Berry Sports, what's up, Daniel? He knocks down the third one. 3 straight free throws for Big Mitch. Yes, sir. You want to talk about sharpen your skills? Sharpen their free throws. Free throws for Mitchell Robinson here could probably help this team come playoff time for sure. Just that's a Mitch Swish. What? He's feeling good. He's feeling good. He's knocked down 3 in a row. Hit me 4 in a row? All right, 4 in a row is a little much to ask. But he's 3 for 4 from the foul line so far here tonight. The Knicks have the 40-point lead. We're under 3 minutes to go. Why I stopped the timer, we'll never know. We got 2 minutes to go here. Darnell, what's up, Darnell? Trey Jones to the rim, gets the lefty, or the righty, underhanded scoop layup to go on the left side of the rim. 72-34. Brunson has it on the left wing. Swings it over to Bridges. Bridges coming to his right. Hands it off to Anunoby. Anunoby up top. Gets it back to Brunson. A lot of standing around because this game is pretty much over. Anunoby catches it on the run down the lane. Gets fouled. He's going to the foul line for 2. OG Anunoby looking to continue to pad these stats. Maybe he wants a 20-point first half. His career high is 40. I'm not sure he'll get 40 tonight because he will not be playing heavy minutes in this second half coming up, but yeah, man. Curtis Painter said not even neon photo shot 31% from the foul line. The lowest, Mitchell Robinson didn't shoot 31% from the foul line, I'm pretty sure. Anunoby knocks down the first free throw. He's got another one coming. We could check it all at halftime, though. Just that said, Bulls look so unsure. They're just, you know. Fritz, what's up, Fritz? Is Towns playing tonight? No, Karl-Anthony Towns tonight, brother. Anunoby knocks down both free throws. He's up to 19 points. Here comes Giddey bringing it down. Giddey has it up top. The only thing that'll get me excited tonight, we got to get some Mo Diawara. Got to get a little bit of Kolek in there as Trey Jones draws a foul. We got to get a little Tyler Kolek in there. We definitely got to get some Paco Mdadier minutes for sure. For sure. Isaiah Garner said, having 72 at half is really crazy. Yeah. And give me more. We're not done yet. Isaiah Garner said, Mitch has been making his free throws lately. I love I love that he's been working in the gym. Yes, indeed, working with an actual shooting coach. Also, something that will help your shooting overall is being more involved in the offense and knowing that your teammates are looking for you and being able to touch the ball more often. The Knicks have been looking at him for lobs. They've been getting lobs at him. Trey Jones splits the free throws, but the Bulls end up with the offensive rebound. They get it over to Buzelis in the lane, gets fouled by Anunoby, and Buzelis will go to the foul line for 2 free throws. It's nice to see Buzelis back out on the court after looking like he got injured. Just that said, we'll get 80 by half. We got 119 to go here. And Buzelis at the foul line for 2 free throws. Greg Williams. What's up, Greg? Sons Jensen, no haters tonight. It's like a fresh spring breeze. Yeah, when you have a game like this, it's hard to find reasons to be upset about anything. Croywin, what's up, Croywin? Buzelis splits the free throws. Josh Hart with the rebound. So after 4 free throws, 2 trips to the line, the Bulls walk away with 2 points. Brunson down the lane, throws a lob up top to Mitch, and Mitch guides it through the basket with 2 hands. More lobs to Mitchell Robinson, baby, and the Knicks holding on to this 40-point lead. Minute to go. Trey Jones crosses over on Brunson. Euro steps down the lane, gets into the paint to kick it out to Buzelis. He's been off from 3 all night, but he knocks that one down right there. There you go, Maras Buzelis, who knocks down his first shot of the game. Comes at the tail end of the first half here. 76-39, Brunson crosses over to his right, down the lane, in the paint, leans in, steps out, kicks it back out to Bridges. Bridges back to Brunson. Brunson coming to his left. Trey Jones switches onto him. 42 seconds to go. Brunson's going to isolate, dancing with his step back, kicks it over to Bridges. Wide open left corner 3. Why'd they leave him wide open? I don't know. But Robinson comes flying in for the offensive rebound. Over to Josh Hart, over to Brunson. Brunson in line of the lob. Another one-handed slam for Big Mitch. He is dominating. Down low here today. My goodness, and I love that they keep looking for him. My guy Mitchell Robinson's got 15 and 10 in the first half. He's looking like Karl Anthony Towns out there. They throw a lob themselves over to Buzelis, and he throws it down with 2 hands, but we don't care about that. 78-41 in this first half. We got 15 seconds to go here. Brunson will bring it down. He's being guarded by Trey Jones. Give me the 80. We're almost at 80, guys. Brunson calling for a Robinson screen. Coming to his right. Brunson the pull-up 3. Gave me 80. Comes up short. Long rebound. Josh Hart down the lane. And looks like he got blocked on the floater and does not get it to go down. And that will be the end of our first half, 78-43. Largest halftime lead in franchise history. The previous was 34, which was done twice. And the Knicks have a, can I do quick math here? 37-point lead here tonight. Wish it was 40, but they got the 37-point lead here tonight. Sons Jen said, love Joakim Noah. Loved him when he was with Chicago. And then once he got to the Knicks, man, I was like, man, what did we get? What did we sign? Mindset John said, hey, Sheffy, I'm seeing results right. Looks like 50-plus wins is likely for the Knicks. We can go ahead and just kind of chalk that in there already. You could update the record. The Knicks, after tonight, will be 50-28 on the season. They'll get to 50. Doing too much. The 35-point lead right now. Oh, wait, no, my score is off. It's not 35. It is 37. It is 41-78. That is the score. My bad. And like always, we are at halftime, and our halftime is presented to us, sponsored by our guys over at Get Off My Lawn Records. You guys know the deal. Go over to getoffmylawnrecords.com. Subscribe to their sign-up list so you can be notified whenever they themselves or any of their featured artists, any of their signed artists, drop new music. And if you're not sure about whether or not you like the music, you can either go to their website and listen to the music, or you can go to their YouTube channel, The Jazz Destroyers, or go to Get Off My Lawn Records YouTube channel as well. Subscribe to both of their channels, both of those channels. They were also kind enough to give us a discount code. You can use promo code Sheffy to get 20% off site-wide at bandcamp.com. So shout out to our guys over at Get Off My Lawn Records. Very generous of them. Cash said, "Will this be the highest scoring? Quarter? Probably. I have a hard time thinking that the scoring will continue to be like this. The Knicks scored 38 in the first and 40 in the second. For 78 points. Couldn't get 40 in the first and 40 in the second to give us 80. Come on, Knicks." Bozabeater said, "Washington Generals versus Harlem Globetrotters." The Rockets are up by 12 on the Jazz now. Let's go around the league. Suns, gents, and Knicks been slow on the draw until now. They're hooping tonight. Randy, what's up, Randy? Is this for real? By 31? Their halftime lead is 37 points here tonight. Randy? 37 so far here tonight for the New York Knicks. 37-point lead. Can they win by over 54? Which is earlier this season they beat the Brooklyn Nets by 54 points. Can they? I thought that was going to be the best one, man. I thought that was going to be their best win, their highest scoring win this season. And it's not. It might not. Maybe it will. It might not. Katie said it was important that we get both Deuce and Shamit back. Incredibly important. Incredibly important. The Knicks, almost 2.5 months without both McBride and Shamit. Because Shamit was out for, actually I think it's closer to like 3 months without both McBride and Shamit. Because Deuce was out with like a little ankle injury for a while. And then, and that was during Shamit was playing. Well, to start the year, Shamit obviously goes down with the shoulder injury. And Deuce was playing, and he was playing well. And then when Shamit was getting ready to come back, McBride went down for the injury. And then ultimately, finally, Shamit does indeed come back. By the way, the Knicks won the NBA Cup game without either Shamit or McBride playing in that game. And for most of the tournament. Just, wanted to put it out there. But, yeah, and then Shamit came back. And then McBride came back. But then... and they played together for a little bit. And then McBride ultimately went down with an injury. And then when he was coming back, Shamit went down with the injury. And then when he was coming back, McBride had to get the abdomen surgery. And then Shamit went out with the injury. And then McBride came back. And now finally Shamit was back. But then the other night, 2 nights ago when they played Memphis, no McBride on the rest. It was the second half of back-to-back. But now finally tonight we get both of them back. It's just kind of been in and out for both of these players this year. James Cook, fair, what's up, James? Any team with less than 20 wins should get fewer or no ping pong balls. Interesting. I don't immediately dislike it. That's interesting. I'd have to think about it more. Let's go around the league a little bit. It looks like National Blowout Association is in full effect outside of this Timberwolves 76ers game. The Hornets are blowing out the Pacers. The 76ers and Timberwolves are locked in a tight one halfway through their third quarter. The Hawks and Nets, 71. Oh, yeah, that's a blowout. I thought it was a 5-point game. I thought it was a 6-point game. Nope, it's a 16-point game. So Hawks blowing out the Nets so far here tonight. Obviously, the Knicks are blowing out the Bulls. The Rockets are up by 10 on the Jazz. We'll see how that one continues to play itself out. Raptors up by 5 against the Grizzlies here. The Celtics are blowing out the Bucks. End of the first quarter, 43-26. Yup. National Blowout Association in full effect so far here tonight. The Magic are tipping it off against the Mavs here. And then you have the Pelicans, Kings rounding out later tonight. Not the greatest NBA slate at all. The only game that is worth watching so far here tonight has been Timberwolves 76ers. Which makes sense to me, but, As far as what our schedule is going to look like for this weekend, the Knicks don't play till Monday, so we don't have any obligation to stream this weekend. Saturday, I'll be working, so the game of the day seems to be the Spurs-Nuggets game at 3 p.m. Again, I'll be working, so not going to be able to do that one. And then you have Pistons 76ers later tomorrow night. There's only 3 games on the docket. Only one of them I'm capable of watching, and that would be Pistons 76ers, or capable of covering, I should say. Nick Yak said, let the bottom 5 teams all have the same chance for the first pick. I don't hate that, but I don't. Then you just kind of have teams floating around in the middle there, and that's not helping them. So you're just going to have, you're either bottoming out completely, or I don't know. I think we could just go back to the lottery odds previously. Maybe, I think they flattened them too much. It used to be the worst team in the NBA had a 25% chance of the number 1 pick. It's now down to 13.2, right? Like they kind of slashed it in half, almost in half. And I think if we just lowered it a little bit from 25% to, let's say, like 18, if we just slashed it by a third instead of half, that might work out. and then progressively got worse and worse and worse, it wouldn't flatten the lottery odds so much that it's beneficial to like tank if you had like the 10th worst record in the NBA. I don't know. But also I just think it's not complicated. It's really not complicated. If you just punish teams for purposely tanking, like sitting players out at the end of the season here, not at the tail end of the season, but like a month and a half ago, the Utah Jazz were not playing their players in the fourth quarter so that they would lose basketball games. Like that's tanking. To me, like what the Bulls are doing right now, like they're just a bad team. They're evaluating talent. This isn't necessarily tanking. They're just a bad team playing young players, G League guys, giving them an opportunity to play to see what they have. Maybe they could find a diamond in the rough to give an opportunity in the training camp next year. It's kind of, like that's happened since the dawn of the NBA league, or since the dawn of expansion, anyway, and since the beginning of the draft. Daniel Dashes of Daniel, like they're just giving players an opportunity here, which makes sense. You evaluate some talent, you give them an opportunity, you give them an opportunity to showcase their skills and whatnot. And that's fine. The tanking that is an issue for the league is tanking, like in January. Like, why are you tanking in January? There's 3.5 months left in the season. You're tanking already? So, James Cookfair said, time for the mercy rule tonight. If only the league had a mercy rule. If you go down by 50 points, yeah, yeah, you get the mercy rule. Shows that the Jazz ran with the Nuggets yesterday. It can happen. Can happen to the best of them. Greg Williams said, Bulls have one of the sorriest players I've seen in the league. He's 1990s New Jersey Nets. Mike, what's up, Mike? Knicks got this one tonight. Yes, indeed they do. Albert, what's up, Albert? So Saturday doesn't seem like a great night to stream. What do we got on Sunday? We got Raptors-Celtics. We could tune in the Raptors-Celtics. It's a 3:30 start time, so that's game one. We got Suns. We're not going to watch the Bulls again. We're not going to watch the Nets or the Wizards. My goodness, Nets-Wizards. Battle of the bottoms over there. Grizzlies, Bucks, Pacers, Cavs, Hornets, Timberwolves, 7 p.m. So we could do a doubleheader tomorrow. Lakers, Mavs, no thanks. That's at Dallas. That's an NBC game. They thought they were cooking with this matchup. But the Mavs are so bad, and Luka's not going to be playing. So there goes that NBC game. Rockets, Warriors. I know Steph Curry is returning tomorrow night. We're not going to be tuning in to Rockets, Warriors. I can tell you guys right now. Not interested in the Warriors right now. Not even really interested in watching the Rockets. Again, we've watched the Rockets plenty of times this season. What we're going to do on Sunday, so no stream tomorrow, what we're going to do on Sunday is we're going to tune into Raptors-Celtics to start off our night. 3:30 start time, so we'll be live at 3 o'clock. And then we will be live for Hornets-Timberwolves later that night. Greg Williams said, yeah, healthy Mike Brown should pull all the guys out. They deserve a break. They have a break coming up. They have the whole weekend off. Now, they have to travel to, what's our road game? Atlanta, which is not super far away. But, So Sunday, our schedule right now, no stream on Saturday. Sunday, we're doing 2 games, 3:30, Raptors, Celtics, and then 7 o'clock start time for Hornets, Timberwolves. And obviously, we're live a half hour before tip-off to go through our pregame rundown. Usually for the second night of the doubleheaders, we don't do as long of a rundown because it's not going to be much to talk about. We'll talk about both games as we're going through it. Moran, what's up, Moran? The Power of Friendship Hornets. Doing too much. Do you think that Brunson is so ball-dominant because he doesn't trust most of his teammates? No. I've explained this multiple times, doing too much. Brunson is ball-dominant because the Knicks don't have other ball handlers. Who do you trust with the ball in their hands on the Knicks roster to take more than 2 dribbles? Because I can tell you right now, the players. Let's look at the Knicks rotation by looking at the box score here tonight, right? Because obviously Brunson, nice handle. He can create a shot for his own. We've seen him. He's a star player. Knocking on the door, superstar every now and again. But do you trust Mikal Bridges to take more than 2 dribbles? I do not. Do you trust Josh Hart to make more than 2 dribbles? I do not. He's a chaos engine. Does it work out sometimes? It could, right? But I don't trust it. Mitchell Robinson, obviously, no. OG Anunoby, no, not really. Don't really trust him against really good, solid defenses to take more than 2 dribbles. All right, let's go off the bench. Sohan's not a part of the rotation. Do we trust Clarkson to take more than 2 dribbles? Yeah, for the most part. For the most part. But he is not like a mainstay of the rotation right now. Although we'll see come playoff time, he might be. Landry Shamet, do you trust him to take more than 2 dribbles and create a shot by himself? No. McBride, do you trust him to take more than 2 dribbles and create a shot by himself? No, not really. Karl Anthony Towns, do we trust him to take more than 2 dribbles and create a shot for himself? No. How about Jose Alvarado? A little bit, but also we don't see a ton of Jose Alvarado, Jalen Brunson minutes anymore. So usually when Alvarado's in, Brunson is not. But so when Brunson is playing out there, when Brunson gives the ball up to his teammates, what are they doing with it? What are they doing with it? They're taking 1 or 2 dribbles. The defender's sliding with them, unless they have a straight line drive. They're pulling the ball back out, and they're kicking back out to the point guard. It's got nothing to do with trust. Brunson has all the trust in the world. He gives these guys the ball all the time. All the time. Does he get into instances where sometimes he dribbles too much and he takes a matchup too personal? Yeah. And we call it out when it happens. It doesn't happen all the time, but occasionally we're like, all right, JB, you're doing too much now. You're doing too much on that play, right? It happens. But for the most part, he's swinging that ball around. He's begging Mikal Bridges to be more aggressive. He's begging Josh Hart to shoot threes. Have you guys ever watched the Roommates podcast and Jalen Brunson, that clip from the Roommate podcast where Josh Hart has leaves the room for a minute, and then Matt Hillman and Jalen Brunson have this conversation where they're like, hey, how come Josh Hart, he just asked Jalen Brunson straight up hey, how come Josh Hart didn't shoot more? His percentages are good. And Brunson's like, bro, we tell him all the time. We need him to shoot. Just shoot the ball. They're begging these guys to be more aggressive with the ball in their hands. They just don't have the capability of doing so. It's not a strength of their games. The Knicks lack strong ball handlers. Daniel Dasha, do you trust Diawara? In certain situations and spot minutes here and there. But he probably won't be a part of the playoff rotation. Highly, highly doubt it. Zane said, seems like it's been forever that the Knicks are dusting their opponent. I guess, yeah. I mean, they had a couple of easy victories during that 7-game winning streak. It's really just that 3-game losing streak where it felt like the sky was falling. So they said Josh Hart scared to turn the ball over, potentially because his playoff blunder. Daniel Dash said shooting is always a problem that I never had. Daniel Dash, earlier, he said, Kolek, Shamet, Alvarado is players you trust to take more than 2 dribbles. Shamet, I don't trust Shamet. You can trust Shamet, that's fine. Kolek, Alvarado, and Brunson. What is the issue with Kolek, Alvarado, and Brunson? Guys I trust to take more than 1 dribble. By the way, Kolek is a bit iffy. He doesn't handle pressure all that well. But Kolek, we can throw Kolek there. Kolek, Alvarado, and Brunson. What's the issue with those 3 guys? They're all exactly the same size, and they all play the same position. Right? They're all small guards who play the same position. The Knicks don't have a big player to handle the basketball for them. Their best big ball handler is Josh Hart, who's extremely chaotic with the ball in his hands. We're starting the second half, by the way. Jones down the lane against Bridges. Layup, got it to go. Nice drive and finish for Trey Jones. Who starts this second half? Yabusele, Okoro, Buzelis, Jones, and Giddey. The same starting lineup for both sides. Robinson, by the way, we didn't really go over they were up by 37. We didn't need to really go over much. 15-10. 15-10 for Big Mitch. Just wanted to point that out. George said, empty the bench. Get off my lawn records. What's up, get off my lawn records? Appreciate you, brother. Daniel Dash said, yeah, Ben Simmons would have been perfect off the Knicks bench. Brother, Ben Simmons does not want to play basketball. He would not be perfect off the Knicks bench. In 2K, maybe. But unfortunately, in the real world, you have to deal with personalities and effort and will, and Ben Simmons has already showed that he doesn't really have any of that. Brunson gets caught under the rim, tries to kick it out to Anunoby, gets stolen out of the air. The Bulls pushing the other way. Yabusele catches, pump fakes. Robinson is good back, hustling back and running him off the three-point line. They get over to Buzelis, down his lane to his left. Robinson knocking the ball loose, but it goes out of bounds. It'll stay here with the Bulls. Zane said this game's looking like OKC versus the Lakers right now. Pretty much. 35-point lead for the New York Knicks right now. We got a spill the drink. Isaiah Garner said, Ben Simmons, not the same player he used to be, and he got back issues now. I mean, my guy just wants to go fishing, and that's fine. He's not passionate about basketball, so if you are looking to actually win basketball games, Ben Simmons is not the guy for you. There's a reason why he's not in the NBA anymore, and I'm telling you right now, he'll never be back in the NBA. Giddey, down low to Okoro, flips it up to the left hand, got it to go. You might see rumblings of a team looking to sign Ben Simmons if the money starts to run dry a little bit for Ben Simmons and he's got to make a little bit of an NBA comeback to get one more contract. That's when you'll see him. Daniel Dash said he was a 3-time All-Star and Rookie of the Year. Yeah, was. The operative word, brother, was. Bridges down the lane, throws up a floater. Can't get the floater to go, but he will go to the foul line for 2 free throws after drawing the foul. 3:40 to go. Doing too much that I hate that some of the players stand around a lot when JB has the ball in his hands instead of moving around the court. There's only so much moving that you could do. Where are they supposed to go, brother? Where are they supposed to go? It's hard to move off ball when nobody is guarding Josh Hart. None of your cuts are effective because there's already a guy standing in the paint. And so they already know those passing lanes aren't going to be open. Should Josh Hart be setting flare screens off ball? Maybe that could help. Yeah, possibly. If the Knicks lean more into flare screens from Josh Hart. But then that gets predictable. Then wouldn't they just switch that action and then switch it back? And then the Knicks are now effectively just running an entirely different offensive set. Buzelis has it up top, pump fakes down the lane in the paint, scoop layup, got it to go for Buzelis. Nice athletic move and drive to the rim. Bridges did knock down both of those free throws, by the way. It is 47-80 with 33-point lead. Brunson up top, being guarded by Okoro. Coming to his left, driving it down in the paint, scoop layup with the left hand, can't get it to go. Robinson right there for the tip up and in. No center in the game for the Chicago Bulls, and Mitchell Robinson's just going to dominate. Doing too much to move and not play so much ISO ball. This is on Mike Brown. Move where, though, brother? Move where? To where? There's a guy standing in the paint because he's not guarding Josh Hart. Where are you moving to? Why would the defense react when they don't believe that your cut to the basket is going to open up anything? Move where? You say move, but move where? Where are you moving to? And why would the defense react to your movement? They don't care about you moving. If Brunson has it up top and Anunoby tries to cut along the baseline, why would the defense react? There's already a center standing in the paint because he's not guarding Josh Hart. So what is Brunson's next option? Pass it over to Josh Hart. Is Josh Hart going to shoot that three? You know Josh Hart's not going to shoot that three. So what is Josh Hart going to do? He's going to dribble it back towards Jalen Brunson and run a handoff action. And if Jalen Brunson and Josh Hart are running a handoff action, the other players can't really be cutting because then they'd be cutting into the middle of the lane where Brunson and Josh Hart are trying to get to right now. So you can't cut. You can't move. Again, the only other option is for Josh Hart to move off ball and set flare screens. But part of the issue of setting flare screens in the starting lineup is that OG Anunoby and Mikal Bridges aren't great movement shooters. Mikal Bridges is better than Anunoby, but these guys are more so of spot-up set shooters. They're not necessarily movement shooters. So Josh Hart setting these flare screens is really just to get these guys in motion to drive down the hill, to drive down into the paint. But again, as Brunson knocks down a fall-away jumper in the paint. But again, we just talked about we don't really trust these guys to take more than 2 dribbles. And against a good defense, they're going to be prepared for that. And they have consistently been prepared for that, which is part of the reason why the Knicks offense tends to struggle against good defenses. Because it's very easy to game plan against the Knicks with Josh Hart in this starting lineup. We got to get Josh Hart to the bench. Not because Josh Hart's not a good, valuable basketball player who's good at basketball, but because he does not synergize well with this starting lineup. The entire offense depends on how defenses guard Josh Hart. And that's not good. You are not dictating defenses at all. Instead, you are extremely reactionary to how defenses guard you. And the book is out. You guard the Knicks this one way, and you take everything away that they want to do. You take it all away. Daniel Dash said Memphis' offense was good. Memphis is terrible. And the Knicks had like 19 turnovers in that game. Memphis is terrible. They're a terrible defense. The Knicks' offense has been better tonight. Bruce Palace said, not happy with the Nova Knicks -1. I love Jalen Brunson. I love Josh Hart. I love Dante. Mikhail, I need some more consistency from Mikhail to love him. But I like Mikhail. But there are other scenarios on the court that these players would be more effective in and other lineup configurations that these players would be better in. Zane said, we are so passionate about our Knicks. I love it. I do love our Knicks. Our Knicks. Not my Knicks, our Knicks. B-Dog with a B-Dog. You might as well watch Nets versus Hawks. This game's dookie. Yeah, but we watched, no matter the blowout. Like the other night, we were out of the Lakers-Thunder game by halftime. No matter what, we stick around to the very end of these Knicks games. Why? Because come, time for garbage time is Anunoby knocks down yet another three. Oh, gee, my goodness, this shooting tonight has been incredible. No matter what, we are locked in for the Knicks, right? And unlike other teams, I will be locked into this game. As Giddey misses a three, I will be completely locked into this game whenever the bench players come in. I'm going to be watching Mo Diawara. I'm going to get to watch some Tyler Kolek. I'm going to get to watch some Pacom Dadier. Josh Hart in the paint, throws up a floater, got it to go. It is 89-52, 37-point game. Doing too much. That Robinson is feasting tonight. He needed that. He did. I've been talking about this the past couple of weeks. We haven't seen like a dominant Mitchell Robinson game. And, of course, it comes tonight against a team that does not have a center available to them. No Nick Richards, which is really their only center available to them at this point. And so Robinson has kind of free reign to just continue to be his best self, which is, the best offensive rebound in the game, 17 and 11 so far tonight. Like, yeah, that's what Josh Hart does. I mean, that's what Mitchell Robinson does. He's not even playing, like, super hard. Like, obviously he's playing hard, but he's not, like, as Giddey gets all the way to the rim for an easy layup. He's just big in the paint. The positioning's great. Snags the offensive rebounds. He's just doing Mitchell Robinson things out there. And it seems very easy. Josh Hart over to Bridges. Bridges down the lane to his right. Gets fouled. And they're in the bonus already, so they're going to go to the foul. The Knicks are going to go to the foul. Bridges is going to go to the foul line for 2 free throws. We got 7:14 to go. I never even hit the timer button, but this game's over, so we don't even really need to keep track of the timer that much. Jeremy Sohan's going to come in for Big Mitch. Jay Garner, what's up, Jay Garner? Any thoughts on Ivey getting cut for the comments, warranted or unwarranted? He wasn't cut for the comments, brother. He wasn't cut for the comments. He was cut for his erratic behavior and being a malcontent on the team. Once you start going live and showing that kind of behavior, you are going to get fired from any job, no matter what you're saying. And I also talked about Ivy earlier in the stream in the pregame. Bruce Palace said, yeah, we know how to take our licks. We were like, we never left. We never left. Absolutely. We've been here. Never left. Never doubted. Never in doubt. As Bridges knocks down both of his free throws. Isaiah Gardner said, yeah, that's what I've been saying. The way elite teams have been playing defense on us, it makes us look easy to guard, and I hate it. Because it is easy to guard. It is very easy to guard. Unfortunately. Right? Isaiah Gardner said, Knicks play much better when Deuce is in the starting lineup and Brunson, they have a crazy winning percentage. They do. They absolutely do. Rizzo's a Rizzo. I'm here for the blowout. It's a celebration night for sure. A 37-point beatdown right now, 91-54. Giddey spins against Sohan, leaves it off for Yabusele. Down the lane, layup, can't get it to go. Giddey right there for the tip up and in. Keith said it's a bloodbath tonight. I wish I could pop the peace up, but I'm donating blood tomorrow. We need more donations. Absolutely. Nice. McBride dives for it. McBride with his abdomen injury saves it to Sohan, but then gets stripped by Sexton, and then Sohan fouls him. Zane said, is Yabu Smelly playing? Crazy. He is indeed playing. He's starting. You can see him right here. He's 1 for 7 from the field. He's not playing well. Sire Love, what's up, Sire Love? Replace Giannis with Brunson, and this is a back-to-back chip team. Please don't hate me. Do we guarantee that Giannis could actually play and not be injured for the fifth end of his season? Because if we could guarantee that Giannis could actually play and not be injured, you might not be wrong. I mean, Giannis, when fully healthy, is like the third best player in the NBA. Definitely top 4, at worst. Nick Yak said, McBride diving play, he plays all out. Yeah, I don't know if I love that up 35 points. I know you can't turn off the competitive spirit. I'm not blaming him for it, but I don't know if I love to see that when you're up 35 points against the Chicago Bulls and you're coming off an abdomen surgery injury. Don't know if I love that. Susan said, I was at the store and saw Mikal Invisible Bridges on a milk carton. He has indeed gone missing a bit. So far tonight, Mikal Bridges, he's subbed out of the game, so I can't see the stat right now. But Yabu's a minus 25. I mean, everybody's going to be heavily in the minus, brother. This is a 35-point beat, 37-point beat down right now. Bridges, he's got 12 points tonight. 0 for 3 from three-point range, though, brother. Can we find our three-point shot, man? Can we do that? Free Life, what's up, Free Life? Where is Trey? I need 4 points from him. Come back into the game at some point, I assume. Ethan, what's up, Ethan? Go Knicks, 2026 champs. They're on their way, brother. They're on their way. Isaac Garner said, you heard what Stephen A. Smith said? No, brother. I don't listen to anything Stephen A. Smith said. Luka about faking his injury because how bad they were getting beat. Stephen is a joke. Tired of him? I didn't hear it because I said this the other day on social media, but everything is built off of attention now. We live in an attention economy, right? These programs, these speaking heads, these people, they want your attention. Attention brings money, obviously, and ultimately they want your money, but the way they get it is with your attention, right? They want your engagement. They want you to watch their stuff. They want you to see their clips. That's why they put it out there. If you really want to bankrupt these people and really start to take some of the power they have away, you just stop giving them the attention that they're seeking, right? These people say crazy, outlandish things because they know it'll get a rise out of somebody and they will watch the clip. Right, so like it or dislike it, you will find yourself interacting with it. So I have just completely taken my own advice and removed myself entirely from seeing or interacting anything from ESPN talking head shows. That's Get Up and NFL Live. Even though NFL Live is pretty good, but NFL Live, especially First Take, and anything from their debate shows or anything like that, I'm out. And that's not just ESPN. That's all these other places that are intentionally trying to rage bait you, whether it's sports or otherwise, right? Whether it's sports or otherwise. We live in an attention economy, and your attention is valuable to these people, extremely valuable. Because Brunson misses the fall-away jumper. So don't just give it away easily, right? Allow these people to work for it. Allow these people to work for your attention by forcing them to make good content or make good points. Or respect your time, right? Most of these places don't respect your time. They don't, right? Doing too much of that. I think that Bridges messed up his shooting when he changed it after leaving Brooklyn. Probably. Obviously, last year was bad and rough, and the jump shot did not look good. He started the year really poorly as Giddey misses the first free throw. He's got another one coming. And this season he's been inconsistent, although he started the year really consistent from three. And it's just gotten worse as the season's gone on. Giddey misses both free throws. We are past the halfway point of this third quarter. Under 6 to go. It's 91-56. Anunoby is sitting with As he has it up top, being guarded by Sexton, gets it over to Brunson in the corner, back up top to Anunoby. Anunoby with a terrible pump fake, by the way. He's going to step back for a three against Giddey. He's going to come up short on it. Rebound to Sexton. He lost it, though. Sohan will pick it up. He'll go to the rim. He'll spin off of him, and he'll get the layup to go down. There you go. There you go, Jeremy Sohan. I love to see it. George said you got my attention. Appreciate you. Appreciate you. Who are we looking at? Anunoby, 23 points so far tonight. Layup goes in for the Bulls there. 93-58. 5 minutes to go. Anunoby draws a foul. He's going to the foul line for two. Jalen Brunson, by the way, 11 and 10. Chilling, moving the ball around. Anunoby doing most of the heavy lifting in the scoring department. The jump shot's going down, so they're feeding the hot hand. Madrasi. What's up, Madrasi? Grew up watching us lose to the Bulls and Jordan. Always nice to beat down Chicago. I mean, they've been a disaster since Jordan left. And they were a disaster before Jordan got there. They're lucky as an organization because they would have absolutely nothing. As a matter of fact, they're so bad, they probably, outside of the Jordan years, if they never ended up with Jordan, they would have probably had to move this team out of Chicago at some point because it's been that bad. Or they would have had to sell the team because there's no way the team would have ended up being profitable. Zane said, if we can get this Anunoby every game, he's underpaid for sure. I mean, this is indeed what they envision from OG Anunoby. Now, it's against the Chicago Bulls, so again, take this game's performance and what the Knicks do with a grain of salt. But this is what the front office saw. This is what the team saw. This is what Anunoby has seen in himself. Uzela steps back for a three, can't get it to go. Josh Hart the rebound. It's 95-58. We are under 5 to go now. Josh Hart, bump Euro down the lane, layup, can't get it to go. Anunoby can't get the tip. Rebound to Leonard Miller. D. Grant said Knicks needed a game like this. They did indeed. Nice, easy one, for sure, absolutely. No Karl Anthony Towns tonight. We haven't seen Alvarado, probably just getting some rest. Sexton's going to step back for a three over McBride. Can't get it to go. Rebound to Sohan, who shot out of a cannon, bringing it down the other way. I like Sohan's grab-and-go capability, playing alongside Josh Hart. It's nice. You have to have two guys out there on the court who could do that. Who knocks down the three but OG Anunoby? You got 27. Leonard Miller, he responds right back with a left wing three. I think he also had something to say to OG. They smile about it. But this is a nice opportunity. This is a nice opportunity for Leonard Miller. He's knocked down 2 threes tonight to show that maybe he could still belong in the NBA. He's fighting for his NBA life right now. McBride's going to attack to his left. Stop, pump fake over to Brunson. Brunson coming to his right. Pulls it out, being guarded by Sexton. And ultimately, Sexton picks up a reaching foul. .340 to go. Kay said Miller's so happy. I mean, he's getting an opportunity. This is really important minutes for Leonard Miller, for guys like him. I really liked him coming out of the draft. He was part of the G League Ignite program. I really liked him coming out of the draft. I thought he had a ton of potential as an energy big. Got drafted by Minnesota. Didn't really get an opportunity there, probably because he, has not been great, has not really developed in the way to become an NBA big, which clearly he needs to be an NBA big because he doesn't have perimeter skills. But, now with the Chicago Bulls, he's going to get an opportunity to show that he could be in the NBA. Still has development time for him, but time's winding down. Jaden said, real journalism isn't interesting all the time. Facts aren't sensational a lot. People have gotten too hungry for entertainment. They have forgotten what the facts look like. Yeah, it's a great point. It's a great point. Not everything's for amusement or entertainment, like you said. Sometimes it's just for information. Brunson knocks down both free throws because he got fouled, and they're in the bonus, so he got 2 free throws out of it. It is a 39-point game. Can we get 40 again? Can we get up to 40 to end the quarter? I'd appreciate that. I want a 40, 50-plus win. We'll see. But Sexton gets a layup. Colin Sexton still playing hard in this blowout. Lana Mona says, it's bench time, avoid injuries. We need our starters. Yes, indeed. Yes, indeed. Robinson up top. Landry Shaman is in the game. They hand it off to him. He's coming to his left, inside the Robinson. Pass fake, kicks it out to Brunson. Brunson extra pass to Bridges. Bridges a right corner three. Bridges remains throwing up an offer from the perimeter. Leonard Miller runs through Jalen Brunson's chest, gets the and one layup to go down. There you go, Leonard Miller. Now, I don't like that he had to run over Jalen Brunson to do so, but I do like the aggression from Leonard Miller. Still a fan of his game. Still a fan of the young man. Wishing him well. Zane said, let's see Pregame. I do indeed want to see some Pregame Davier tonight. I want to see my guy hoop. It's my guy. Buzzer Beater said Chicago's front office was so idiotically run, they thought they were the reason they won those chips and destroyed a team that could have won more chips. Yeah, I mean, look, man, that what was it called? The Last Dance documentary, that 10-part self-indulgent documentary, was like very much a Michael Jordan propaganda documentary. Like his hands were all over it to make sure he looked like, as you know, he is. He's mythologized, considered the greatest basketball player of all time, dominated that era, of course. But you know, they made Jerry Krause seem like a villain for being a normal smart front office man. They made Jerry Krause seem like a villain for being ahead of his time and scouting foreign players like, what's his name? Jeez Louise, why is it? Tony Kukoc. Like, what do you mean you didn't like that he went out and found a diamond in the rough player playing in the middle of nowhere, you know, before teams started to scout foreign players? Like, what do you mean that you're mad that your front office is so incredibly smart and ahead of their time that they went out and found a six-man of the year level player in the draft while you were already competing for a championship? What do you mean? What they did to Jerry Krause and what they continue to do to Jerry Krause in his death is absolutely despicable. It's crazy. It's crazy. And the ownership group was obviously, and maybe rightfully so indebted to Michael Jordan that once Michael Jordan was like, actually, it's on me. Like this guy, like we would be even better without this guy Jerry Krause. That ultimately he was gone, Phil Jackson was gone, and Jordan was like, well, I'm gone too. And then you know what they were left with? Absolutely nothing to pivot to, and no basketball people in the building. No basketball people in the building to guide you in the right direction in the absence of Jordan, or in the aftermath of the Jordan era. You got rid of Krause. For no reason, by the way. You got rid of Krause because Jordan told you so. And then Jordan left anyway. Great ownership group. Sharon McLean, what's up, Sharon? Chris Rowe, what's up, Chris? David Hodge Jr. said, we're going to be 23-4 when OG scores over 20. I mean, you know, we talk about it in the pregame all the time. We've talked about it all season. It's clear the hierarchy needs to be Brunson, Towns, Anunoby as the top three guys, and then Bridges, Hart, McBride, Shaman, like all the other guys need to fit in where they can get in, right? They need to be the ancillary pieces to the top three guys. Anunoby can't be an ancillary piece. Like maybe a night where, you know, Mikal Bridges is hot from the perimeter and he's knocking down his shots, then that dynamic should flip a little bit and Mikal Bridges can be the third guy. But going into games every single night, the idea should be that OG Anunoby's the third guy, right? And your third guy should be capable of going off for 20 on any given night. Not every night. He doesn't have to average 20. It's not necessarily the thing that makes him special. The thing that makes him special is his obviously defensive impact. And then, you know, the growing offensive game that he has shown is the reason why he got paid the money he got paid. But he needs to be the third guy, particularly offensively, and that jump shot's got to be there. It's got to be there. It's not optional at this point. This team is not going to be able to survive with Josh Hart in the starting lineup playing one-on-one with Brunson and Towns. As Brunson knocks down a step-back mid-range shot over Colin Sexton. Rob Dillingham up top, coming to his right, pass fake, swings it out to Jones. Jones Euro steps down the lane, loses the handle on the ball. Jones able to pick it up, has it in the left corner, being guarded by Robinson. Jones swings through to his right, leans in, pump fakes, goes up, gets blocked by Robinson, but fouled after the pump fake. He's going to go to the foul line for 2. David said, loving me Sohan tonight. A lot of energy. He's been waiting for it. Yeah. And I talked about it too, David, where I thought his best role is as a center on this team. That's his best role. I don't think he's a wing. I think he's a big man. I think he's a small ball 5. And with the Chicago Bulls not having access to a center tonight, they can play small ball 5 and not really be hampered too much. So it's kind of a perfect situation to throw him out there and try that rotation move. And I really liked it too. I really like Sohan as the small ball 5. I'm cool with that. I think it was a nice thing to throw in there and see if it'll work out if the situation does arise come the playoffs, where you might want to throw an extra defensive wing out there. Like maybe you're playing the Celtics and maybe, Tatum and Brown are both going off in a game and you need extra size out there. Maybe you can go to Sohan as a small ball 5 if they go to Tatum as a small ball 5, just to match up size and position wise. Maybe you could. RPX said OG needs to be productive. He took Randall's place. Towns took Randall's place. Anunoby took RJ's place, essentially. Zane said pull the starters. We probably should not see any starters come the fourth quarter, but we'll see with Mike Brown, man. Mike Brown, as Brunson knocks down the first free throw, drives me crazy. Trey Jones split his free throws previously at 68-103. Johnson said, who do you think will win tonight? I don't know, man. It's too early to tell. Could go either way still. Brunson's got one more free throw coming. He does get both free throws to go down. Brunson with 17 points now. 17 and 10 for Jalen Brunson. Yabusele catches, pump fakes, being guarded by Bridges, gets it over to Sexton, directing traffic. He's being guarded by Robinson, wants to take him off the bounce. In the lane, draws a foul. He's going to the foul line for 2. Buzzer Beater said Reinsdorf promised Jordan a position with the Bulls after he retired. Jordan hung up his sneakers and was told there was no position. It's almost as if you should never trust a billionaire and what they say without a written agreement. Also, the Bulls may have actually made a smart decision there. That may have been they may be one of the few smart decisions that Reinsdorf made, because we've seen what Jordan looks like in trying to build a basketball team when he was with Washington and Charlotte. Absolutely disgusting. Albert said, "What a boring game." Yeah, this is a perfect night to just hang out and talk about basketball, talk about what's going on. We are towards the end of the regular season anyway. Ken McPherson, what's up, Ken? Giddey for 2 more. We probably won't see Giddey the rest of the night, brother. Giddey's probably done. Brunson down the lane in the paint, kicks it out to Bridges. Bridges the right wing 3. He's open. Continues to not be able to knock down a perimeter shot here tonight. Rob Dillingham shot out of a cannon, bringing it down in the paint. Wild layup, can't get it to go. Yabusele grabs the offensive rebound. Good hustle from Robinson to contest Giddey as he went to the basket. They kick it back out to, Dillingham. Dillingham dancing with it, coming to his left. Pass Brunson, kicks over to the corner to Yabusele for a 3. Can't get it to go. Rebound to Anunoby. It is a 34-point game. Carl James, what's up, Carl? Is Sexton and OG twins? They are not. They're not. I don't even think they particularly look too much alike at all. Brunson up top, being guarded by Dillingham. Going to put him in the post. Inside pass to Anunoby on the nice cut. Anunoby gets blocked at the rim, but a late foul is called. And Anunoby's going to go to the foul line for 2. 18 seconds to go. Ahmed said, why do we still have starters out there? Normally teams will play them through the 3 quarters. If they play in the 4th quarter, I'm with you. But usual rotations tend to hang around for 3 quarters at least. Hopefully we don't see any of the regular rotation or starters. Well, hopefully we don't see any of the starters in the 4th quarter. And very little of the regular rotation guys. Super Morty, man. What's up, Morty? You have a great taste in hoodies. I dig that. Knicks gear you're rocking. Appreciate you, brother. Appreciate you. I love the back of it. It's got the old school Knicks logo on it. I do like the old school logo. I don't know what it is about old school stuff. I like it. I like it. Anunoby knocks down both of his free throws. He's with 32 points tonight. I mean, this is the end of the third quarter score. Tre Jones has it up top. Mo Diawara is in the game here for the final possession. Tre Jones down the lane, floater, got it to go. Morty said, nice one, me too. Love the old school gear too. I love it. I love it. Anunoby stops, puts up the three at the buzzer. Got it to go. So end of the third quarter, OG Anunoby's got 31 points. 31 for OG. 8 3-pointers for OG Anunoby tonight. 31 points through 3 quarters. His night should be done. You know, if he wanted to play in the fourth quarter and really chase down a new career high, his former career high, well, his current career high is 40 points. I wouldn't have him out there to try and get 40. I don't think he's that level of a scorer where he can go out there and get it in a couple of minutes like an SGA probably could. You know, SGA could wrap up, you know, rack in 10 points in a 3-minute span. OG Anunoby, not necessarily so. So I'd sit all the starters the remainder of the game. Buzzer Beater said, enjoy this while it lasts. We have the second hardest schedule with Cleveland. Has the easiest in the entire league. We could end up fourth with fewer wins than last season. We'll just see how it plays out, brother. Just see how it plays out. Am I expecting... The Knicks have 4 games remaining. Am I expecting them to lose to Atlanta, Boston, Toronto, and Charlotte? No. Am I expecting them to beat all... They knock that 3 from OG down to a 2, by the way. 108-72. You know, the Knicks could go 4-0. They could go 0-4. They can go 1-3. They can go 2-2. They can go 3-1. I could see all those scenarios happening. So, you know, this is why you watch the games. This is why we tune in to watch them. Not going to take anything for granted. Morty said, if OG keeps playing like this, you might see the Knicks play the number 1 Pistons in the conference finals. You might. You might. Both teams would have to make it there. '76ers ended up beating the Timberwolves. End of the fourth quarter there, 115-103. Timberwolves lose yet again. The Nets taking a beating from the Atlanta Hawks here tonight. Mark Porter, what's up, Mark? They need those tough games to rev up for the playoffs. Yeah. Yeah. They need to play some good teams for sure. Rockets blowing out the Utah Jazz here, 79-59. They're up 20. Second half has started already. The Raptors blowing out the Jazz by 18. They're at halftime. Celtics blowing out the Bucks. Magic and Mavs locked in a tie one. The Hornets already blew out the Pacers. 76ers ended up winning by double figures, won by 12 against the Timberwolves here. And it is National Blowout Association for sure. For sure. There was only one close-ish game, and that was the 76ers against the Timberwolves, and that still ended up in a 12-point game. Not necessarily a blowout, but Magic Mavs locked in a tight one, I guess. But, you know. Alvarado's in the game. Kolek's in the game. Kolek knocks down the straightaway 3. You love to see it. So we are getting the end of the bench guys in the game to start the fourth quarter. Alvarado in the game, interestingly enough, I think he was more so getting rest tonight, and I'm not sure who they have available. I'd get Dottie out there. Why do we not have Dottie out? Why do you have Alvarado out there? Get Alvarado out of this game. He doesn't need to play today. Sohan hands it off to Alvarado, coming to his left, down the lane, stops, kicks it out to Kolek. Kolek catches, pump fakes, driving to his right, kicks it out. It was meant for Diawara. Clarkson cut to the rim and knocked the ball out of the air. Not a good decision there for Clarkson. Hoobie, get Pacom in there, man. Get Pacom. Where's my guy Pacom down the air? This is the perfect night for Pacom. Diawara down the lane, gets fouled. He's going to the foul line for 2, and he comes up limping. Come on, Mo. Come on, Mo. You're not looking at the bench, though. I like that. Yeah, keep playing, Mo. Keep playing. He got fouled. He's going to the foul line for 2. David Hodge Jr. said, this might be our rotation for the playoffs with Cat. This group of guys? Absolutely not. This group of guys? Okay, he said, Kolek's still hot from 3. He never cooled off. Diawara knocks down the first one. He's got another one coming. D-Raz, what's up, D-Raz? Hoobian, get Paco in there, man, absolutely. Drillov, what's up, Drill? Go on the other side. What you want to see, brother? You want to see stats tonight in a 40-point game? You trying to peep the stats? It's a 40-point game, brother. As Diawara knocks down both free throws. Morty said, "Where's my dude Ariel Hukporty?" I don't know where Hukporty is tonight. I don't know if he was available, if he was injured, if something happened, if they just wanted to try Sohan out tonight. We also got No Alvarado, so not a traditional rotation for Mike Brown. I think just giving some guys an opportunity here. Kolek bringing it down the other way after turnover from Dillingham. A pull-up three for Kolek. Oh, my. Tyler Kolek, yeah, still hot from three. Has never cooled off. Has never cooled off. 116 to 72. My goodness, Tyler Kolek. Hama Delu? What's up, Hama? Is Modest going to play in the fourth? Probably not, brother. Look at the score. Probably not. Buzzer Beater said, "I'm a lifelong Knicks fan. Forgive me if I'm pessimistic." You can be pessimistic, brother. I'll just push back on it because I'm more so optimistic. I lean more optimistic. So I always push back against the negativity and the not negativity, but the pessimism. Because we just fundamentally disagree on how we look at it, which makes for great discussion. It makes for great debate. You don't have to apologize for feeling the way that you feel. That's the way you feel, and that's, I always appreciate the pessimism in the chat because, again, I know I do. I lean more towards optimism. So you got to balance out the scales. We got to have some pessimism in the chat to outweigh some of my overt optimism. Louis Figueroa, what's up, Louis? Demario Montague, what's up, Demario? Free Life said, "Think Trey will hit one more point?" Probably not. We probably don't see him again here tonight. Olbrick is in the game, by the way. He's a traditional big, not a very good one, but he's going to get an opportunity here in this fourth quarter in this blowout. Relic, what's up, Relic? Lewis said, "Did Mikal play today?" He did play today. He was fine. Nothing great. Nothing outstanding. It was a pretty early blowout, so they didn't really need all hands on deck per se. Anunoby, Brunson, Robinson kind of cleared the way, and everybody else just kind of has been chipping in. Sons Jen said, "I love Cat. Don't look at me." I've grown to love Cat. Never really liked Cat. When he was with Memphis, was very, very adamantly against trading for Karl-Anthony Towns, was not a fan of his game. And getting the opportunity to watch him on a night-to-night basis, yeah, I got to say, I've grown to love for Karl-Anthony Towns, man. I really have. Call it Stockholm Syndrome, call it whatever you want. I've grown to love Karl-Anthony Towns. I really have. Mark Porter said, "I'd like the matchup between Detroit and Philly this weekend. What are your thoughts on that matchup?" Depends who plays. If Philly is fully healthy going into that one, I could definitely see them winning. If not, I think Detroit is just overall a little too good to go down to Philly. I hope Embiid is healthy and plays in that one because Embiid versus Duren could be really fun. Morty said, "Sorry, Brunson fans, but not sorry. Cat is the best player in the Knicks." Not even close, unfortunately, for him. Buzzy Beater said, "Oh, when it comes to the Knicks, I don't think the glass is half empty. I think there is no glass." All right, maybe you don't lean off the pessimism. Maybe you're entirely pessimistic. Giddey has it up top. Not up top, in the high post on the left wing. He's going to attack Alvarado off the bounce. He strips him. Sohan picks it up. It's a 3-on-1 fast break. Kolek leaves it off. Sohan in the paint. Can't get the layup to go. Gets fouled by Olbrich. He's going to go to the foul line for two. Susan said, "Who asked for Mikal Invisible Bridges? Go update the Knicks organization. He is listed as a missing in Knick jersey." Shout out Mikal, man. We're going to need him come playoff time. Hopefully he shows up and is prepared to go, man. D-Raz said, "I love Cat far away from the Knicks." No, I'm good. Depends on what you get from him. Sohan misses the first free throw. He's got one more coming. Sohan does at least knock down the second one. Bum, 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 bum. 117-72. 35-point lead for the New York Knicks. 35? 45. 35. 45. Right? 45-point lead. 45-point lead? Am I doing math correctly? 45-point lead for the Knicks? What are we doing? Giddey misses a layup. Sohan driving it down the lane, loses the handle on the ball, but Kolek able to pick it up. Kicks it out to Clarkson. Pump fakes, spins to his right, down the lane, floater. Can't get it to go. Grabs his own offensive rebound somehow, kicks it out to Kolek. He's open for a three. Can't get that one to go down. Sohan the offensive rebound in the paint. Kicks it out to Alvarado, over to Kolek. Kolek pump fakes down the lane in the paint, throws up the floater, got it to go. My goodness, and a timeout for Chicago. And the Knicks' second unit guys are just destroying the Bulls. Julian said, personally, Mitch over Cat. I mean, Cat is the better player than Mitchell Robinson. It's not one player better than the other. It's how can these two players play together more often. Wish we would experiment with double big lineups more often this season. Zene said, we need some Pacom. We need some Pacom Diawara, man. Get Alvarado out of here. Why is Alvarado out here? Why is Alvarado out here? He's going to be important for the playoff run. Get him out. Is Pacom Diawara not available? He should be available. He was drafted in the first round, so he's fully contracted to play. He's on the bench. Put him in the game. What are we doing? There's really not anything to go over across the league either, with everything being a blowout so far here tonight. Everything it is the National Blowout Association in full effect, and I don't expect the late game, the Pelicans-Kings, to be any different. Neither of these teams are very good. Obviously, Pelicans had been playing better as of late, but end of the season here, don't expect either team to play particularly that hard. The Magic have now blown it out. Not really. It's an 8-point game. My bad. I misread that. 63-55. Zane said, yeah, Mitch a dog, but he ain't no cat. Bars. I see you. I see you, Zane. Nicky said he belongs on the Flowery Thunder. D-Raz said, Cat, role as a cheerleader. Nah, brother. Just that up 47. I'm just making sure I'm doing my math right, man. My goodness. My goodness. Franz Wagner is back finally for the Orlando Magic. Paolo and Franz finally back out there. They're finally fully healthy. Bane, Suggs, Wagner, Boncaro, finally fully healthy. Could they be dangerous come playoff time? Lewis said, how much is the MSG Plus again? MSG Plus doesn't exist anymore. It is the Gotham Sports app, and it depends on the package you want. I believe it's $270 a year for Knicks games for MSG. And it is like $310 or $320 for both Knicks and Nets game for MSG and, yes, network access. A year. But you can just go to GothamSportsApp.com and just see what their package is. I forget exactly what the numbers are. Buzzer Beater said, have you considered sending an audition video to MSG? I don't think they want to see me, brother. I don't think they care about a random guy on YouTube. I don't think they care. I could. There's no harm in sending it, I guess, but no, I haven't really given that a ton of thought. I gotta be honest. I have given thought to pitching a show to MSG where we could do a similar style of show like this on the MSG channel or stream directly from the MSG YouTube channel, maybe even the Knicks channel where we have a show like this, and then maybe because it's filtered through MSG, we could maybe even have a little screen. It doesn't have to be full screen, because I get it. You want people to pay for your games. I get it. You want to make your money, yada, yada, yada. But you could have me, big screen here, standing in front of a green screen, but also little screen of the actual game so you can kind of see some of the action, and then I can explain it to you. I've thought about pitching that to them. as an internet show for them. Then I said, honestly, independent is better. I mean, it is, but you know, when you're with a company, you do get a salary and benefits, you know, and that's nice. That's nice. You could actually go to the doctor and not feel, you know, like, oh man, I'm gonna go into debt just because I got a cold. Get off my lawn, Records, and I'm looking forward to you outgrowing me. Nah, brother, never that. Never that. We'll be here. We'll always be here. Whether anything ever happens where we have to move on from this channel in terms of live streaming games, as Giddey is finally in the game and his first three hits the side of the backboard. Come on, Pregame. We can't be calling for you all night and then for you to throw your first three off the backboard. I will always make content on this YouTube channel. Whether it's live streams or videos or shorts, I will be around. This channel will stay alive for the rest of my life. It just is what it is. Whether it's with live streams like this or more traditional YouTube videos or general shorts, content will be up on this channel. Even if we ultimately, at some point in our lives, not anytime soon, I'll tell you that, move on to hopefully greener pastures, but, you know. Get on my lawn, Records, said you keep doing your thing. Nothing but love and support for a good future, brother. Appreciate you. Appreciate you. My guy. Appreciate you. Donald Moore Music. Get off my lawn, Records. Absolutely. Go check my guy out. Go check him out. Bozy Beater said everybody was a random guy at one point. Everybody. I guess. That's fair. Free Life. Do you think Trey Jones gets one more point? No, brother. This game is over. The guys you see in the game... tell you right now, the guys you see in the game right now, these guys right here, these are likely the guys you will see the remainder of the night. Anybody else coming in will be end of the bench guys. This game's over, brother. It's been over for a while. Today said consistency will lead you to success. I will say, the one thing I will brag about is that I've been consistent this year. We have streamed every single night. Or we have streamed six days a week. All season long. From start to finish. If there's anything that I will brag about, because you guys know me, I'm you know, I say it all the time. I truly believe this. All I do is hit the go live button. Like, I can talk about like, oh yeah, it's a ton of work to put the graphics together. Oh yeah, I made all of this. Oh yeah, sure. Yeah, I could talk about that. I don't really take a ton of pride in that. That's great. The thing I do take a pride in is I've been here every single night. Been here every single night. I said we would stream six times a week, start of the preseason. And you know what we did? Start of the preseason. From preseason, Alvarado misses the step back three. From preseason, we were tuned in watching Minnesota, you know, play Philadelphia. You know, preseason games. The regular rotation players weren't even playing. We were watching Indiana versus Minnesota in the preseason. Why? Because I said we would be live every single night, and I have been live every single night that I said we would be. Right? Outside of the game here and there where, you know, real life stuff kind of caught up and plans changed, like mom's birthday weekend or the one night at Giddey, nice finish in the paint, or the one Knick game I went to, so that's the Knick game I missed. You know, we've been live every night. No excuses, no ifs, ands, or buts about it. Chance, what's up, Chance? Brunson ain't coming back in. Brother, look at the score. Look at the quarter we're in. You think Brunson's going to come back in? You think there's any chance Brunson comes back in? Buzzer Beaters, glad to hear you plan on being around. Some of my favorite channels have shut down. Yeah, I'll be around. I love making content, whether it remains on the side and it just transitions into something else, or, you know, some form of content will be around on this channel for the foreseeable future until I'm 89 years old and I lose my vision and I can no longer see and I literally can't make content. Like, the rest of my life, I don't see why I wouldn't. Why would I not? We're at this point already. We're at this point. Keenahar, what's up, Keenahar? 121-77, by the way, is the score. What is that, 44? Sexton, a pull-up three, got it to go. 41. 41-point lead. My guy Dottie has 2 points, a 3 for Diawara. Can't get it to go. Huck Porty is playing. Huck Porty was available today. I like that we went with Sohan. I really do. I really do. Ian Parkinson, how much do you think Mitch will be asking for in his new contract? What he'll asking for, what he will be asking for, he'll probably be asking for the moon. He'll probably be like, give me a max contract, because everybody should start there. What I think Mitchell Robinson's contract will end up being would probably be being around 50 to 60 million, probably, unless another team wants to swoop in and try to overpay him, like they did for OG Anunoby, like they did for Isaiah Hartenstein. The Knicks will have to up their price. I don't know what kind of appetite they have. I assume they will do what they have to do to bring Mitchell Robinson back, and if that means shuffling some of the cards on some of the players on the bench, that will ultimately end up happening. We are approaching the halfway point of this fourth quarter, y'all. We're almost up out of here. Just that said, Mitch is going to walk? I hope not. I hope not. I tend to think Mitch is a pretty, Diawara misses a 3. I tend to think Mitchell Robinson's a pretty loyal guy. Obviously, loyalty is, this is business at the end of the day, and I'm sure he understands that. But as long as I think both sides negotiate in good faith, I have belief that Mitchell Robinson's loyal enough where he'll be like, okay, you know what? It's not necessarily the 100% the number I wanted, but I do like being in New York. They drafted me. They've given me this opportunity. They've been good to me my entire career. Yeah, I'll stay with the Knicks, right? He's not Hartenstein. You know what I mean? Personality-wise. George said, what you are, 89, you'll have AI-generated Chevy do the games. Never that, brother. Never that. You'll never see me using AI. You'll see my crudely made Photoshops to the end of time. My crudely made Photoshop thumbnails. I will be making them to the end of time, unless an artist wants to come over, wants to be hired and helped. If there's any artist out there that wants to take over my thumbnail game, my Photoshop skills are pretty limited. I know the basics. But outside of that. Who's that in the game right now? Oh, Mac McClung's in the game. So is Yuki Kawamura. Look at Yuki go. Look at Yuki go out there. Who was that? Was that Pat Williams? Pat Williams looked huge, like out of shape huge from that angle. Schomburg said, I've watched other channels and you have knowledge, insightful views, and are a people person. Appreciate it, brother. I definitely wouldn't consider myself a people person. In real life, brother, don't talk to me. In real life, don't talk to me. I like to just sit there in silence and think. I like to be in my own thoughts, in my own world. I'm kidding. If anybody ever sees me out in public, feel free to say hello. Probably won't, though. Like I said, I enjoy my peace. But hearing somebody call me a people person is pretty funny. Because I definitely don't think of myself as a people person at all. Jason said, Mitch is going to get 3 for 45. No more, in my opinion. Health, etc. Hold him back from making much more. Yeah. The only exception is if a team gets desperate. If there's a desperate team out there who has cap space and is just like, screw it, we'll throw $80 million at Mitchell Robinson. Why not? It's the only way. But yeah, health is part of the reason why he won't get his true full value. Bruce said, when Chevy makes it big time sooner than he thinks, he's going to walk right past us on 34th Street. Never that, brother. I mean, probably. I mean, if you say hello, I'll say hello back. But like I said, I don't consider myself a people person. So if you see me out in public, I'm going. If I'm going somewhere, I'm going somewhere. I'm usually locked in. Keenar said, I think Mitch would be silly not to walk if he's offered significantly more than the Knicks can pay. Yeah. I mean, I believe he would if he's offered significantly more than the Knicks can pay, for sure. I agree with that. I don't think he will be. I think the Knicks will come to the table. And like I said, as long as both sides negotiate in good faith, I think Robinson will come back. But, it takes two to tango. As long as the Knicks don't ridiculously lowball him, and as long as there isn't another suitor out there that'll offer him significantly more money than the Knicks will be capable of offering, I think Mitchell Robinson will be back. But obviously, it's a big if. It's a big if. Like I said, he's my favorite player in the team, so I have nothing but hope and faith. I operate with Mitchell Robinson on nothing but hope and faith. Keenar said, real art plus Photoshop, actual photos is better than AI. Forever and always, Keenar, forever and always. Ghetto Melon Records, we doing funk for your theme song? I'm down with funk, brother. I'm down with funk. I'm down. Something fun, up-tempo, a little silly. You let me know, brother. You the musician. But funk sounds good to me. Bruce said, there goes Sheffy down the Harnstein path again. He's going to take the most money. No, brother, I hope not. Hope not. El Tigre, what's up, El Tigre? Steven Smith, you seem like a people person because you don't get annoyed at malarkey. Well, I did say I enjoy my peace. So, the community is in a spot right now where there's more than enough people in the chat participating, where if there is some malarkey going on in the chat, I could just kind of skip over it to the next comment. You know, if there's something that I think is very, very silly or rude being said in the chat, as long as it's not directed at somebody else, even if it's directed towards me, like, all right, I could tell you, I got thick skin. You know, I could just slide right past it. Kenar said, who does malarkey play for these days again? I don't know, but he's made an appearance for the Knicks many a times this season. Malarkey's showing up for the Knicks. Kolek throws a lob to Diawara. Hey, Mo Diawara, two-handed dunk with the alley-oop. Yes, sir. Yes, sir. There you go, Mo. There you go. It is back to a 40-point game, by the way. 87 to 127. I Am Music with the I Am Music. Is Buzelis in? Buzelis is not in, brother. These are the players on the court for the Chicago Bulls. There's been a blowout all game long. These are the players that will end the game. We are under 3 minutes to go. Johnson, do we think the Knicks can win this? It's too early to tell, brother. Too early to tell. 2.5 minutes left. An eternity in basketball. Can go either way. Gigi said, see what I'm saying? Look at Brunson and Cat interacting on the bench. That's why I think Brown is playing the entire league. Karl Anthony Towns has been on the podcast multiple times. They are very good friends. They like each other's company. They enjoy each other. They are extremely friendly. As far as, like, does that give you chemistry on the court? Not necessarily, you know? Kenar said, that's right, we had Cam Malarkey and Gershon Malarkey just recently. They did indeed. They did indeed. Gershon Malarkey was a tough watch, Gershon Malarkey. Cam Malarkey, not as tough of a watch. There was some good. There was some good with Cam Malarkey. Kolek throws a lob up top to Hug 40. Can't go to the ground and got fouled. Why are we fouling? Why are we calling fouls? Let's get up out of here. Zene said Brunson just wants Cat to post up more. I think Cat posts up a perfectly normal amount of time. Yeah, I think they want him to have better positioning when he's calling for the ball. Like, call for the ball, then have better positioning. You know what I mean? But also, I understand Karl Anthony Towns' frustration when he's like, look, man, they're grabbing and holding me, leaning on me, bear hugging me. Like, it gets frustrating to a point. And then when your teammates are looking at you like, hey, man, get better positioning so I can give you the ball, I could see where the frustration builds up from when it comes to Karl Anthony Towns. But, yeah, I think they all just kind of like, part of it is knowing, like, I know you're better than this. So, like, I need you to be better, right? And it's also a little bit of that as well. Leslie Granados with the Leslie. Jalen Brunson, he needs one more point. Brunson is done for the night, brother. Brunson is done for the night. Eric C with the Eric C. Eric said, thinking I'm better luck not watching. Well, when it comes to tanking teams, the Knicks always seem to take care of business. It's more so when they are playing good teams. And they're going to be playing good teams from here on out. So there's that. There's that. Hubian said, is this the first game Yabu back in MSG? Yeah, I think so. I think so, right? The last time we played the Bulls was in Chicago. El Tigre, what about Tigre? Skonberg said, get those likes, people. We need to make Chevy famous. We're on YouTube, brother. I'm not worried about being famous, nor do I really want to be famous. Like I said, I enjoy my peace. 131 to 91 off the two made free throws. We are 1:30 to go. We are winding down our time here tonight. Alvarado knocks down the pull-up jumper. The next time we see each other will indeed be... Why did Alvarado play the entirety of the fourth quarter? What are we doing? Weird. The next time we see each other will not be tomorrow. It will indeed be on Sunday. Bruce said, in all seriousness, have you sent your tape into Bronx 12? If you don't have an agent promoting your obvious talent, might want to rethink that. I appreciate you guys for all the kind words. As Dottie knocks down a three, look at my guy Dottiego. I appreciate you guys for all the kind words. I really do. I don't mean to make light of all your compliments when I say this, but as Patrick Williams knocks down a walk-in three, by the way. Let me show you something. Where is it? All right, take a look at this, right? So here on our little community here, we got 3.7 subscribers, 3.7K subscribers. Nobody's checking in. Nobody's checking in here. They gonna see that number and they're gonna go cute. And you know what I mean? Like, again, I appreciate all your compliments and all the stuff. And I really do take it to heart. Like, oh, no, man, you're really good at what you do. And it's like, I appreciate that. I really do. Because I try hard. I try to be good at what I do. But there's got to be growth before we start thinking bigger other than just, putting on a fun show here on YouTube. And I always say this, there's more I could be doing. But this is, right now, a side thing. I have a day job. And it's something I can do. It's nothing you guys, are responsible for. Something I have to do. If I can make this something that could turn into a full-time job or be on its way to a full-time job, then I would be able to do more in terms of working more through social media. Like right now I go live on YouTube. I'm not super active on Twitter. I'm never going to be active on Facebook. I'm not really active on Instagram. I tried TikTok for a little bit there, but it's too much. It was too much. We were making YouTube shorts for a while. I mean, if you go to the YouTube channel, the last time we uploaded a YouTube short was last year. And instead of because we were doing them on the day, I was editing them on the off days where the Knicks weren't playing. But this year, we went for streaming every day as much as possible. So these YouTube shorts are all from last year. And I was editing these on the off days. And this was a ton of work. This is more work than sitting down and streaming. Like, I'd rather stream, which is why this year I was like, screw it, we're going to stream every night. Rather than sitting in a dark room by myself. By the way, rewatching myself, which is nauseating to watch yourself do anything. And listen to your own voice over and over again. It was nauseating. So, this took a lot out of me. So I stopped that before I was like, okay, so what are the other options in terms of content we can do? And it was like, well, more content, right? Stream more. So that was the direction I wanted to take this year. And it's really helped the community. Like, whatever point you guys came into the community this season, the community is completely exploded. I don't know why I came back here. The channel, I document this. I document a bunch of stats that I think are important for the channel to keep track of as the months go by, track it month by month. The channel was at we could round up to around 1.7K subscribers at the start of this season. We're up to 3.7. We've more than doubled. We've far more than doubled. By the end of the season, we'll probably be over 4,000, which is pretty cool. Pretty cool. Rudy, 51 season, yes sir, on the way. So that's pretty cool. That's pretty cool. That's something I take pride in because it's just been more. I've just did more this year. And that was something I always wanted to do. It was like, how can I do more? I tried the shorts. I tried the videos, but again, on the off days, this was sit down, record a video, plan out a video, record the video, edit the video, create the thumbnail, throw the video up. It was a lot of work over the course of one day that, in between Knicks games to put it up, only for a video that I spent 7 hours working on to get 126 views, which is fine, but, it's a lot of work. It's a lot of work for really nothing in return. Where, as of this season, we can go live, even on off days where the Knicks aren't playing. We can do the Timberwolves taking on the Pistons, and that gets 9,000 total views over the course of the 3-hour and 13-minute stream that it was. There just really wasn't payoff for the videos, even though I liked doing the videos. If I could, I'd probably prefer to just sit down and record videos. But again, listening to your own self-talk is nauseating. It sucks. It really, really sucks. Over and over again, in short spurts, it's fine, but over and over again, it sucks. Bruce Palace said, writer, Chevy, producer, Chevy, on-air talent, Chevy. Listen, man, I've reached out to friends. I went to school for production. I have a bachelor's degree in media arts. This was what I wanted to do. I just happened to graduate right in the middle of the pandemic, so there were no jobs available. So I was like, cool, I'll just practice live production on my own. And I started streaming. And now we're here. A couple of years later, now we're here. So, Hama said, I hit $700. Mata saved me with 6+ rebounds. Shout out to you, Hama. Rooting for you, brother. Angela Harding said, accept your flowers while you are alive, meaning when people say good things to you about you, take it with a smile and say thank you. You're a good man. Appreciate you, Angela. Appreciate you. Hoobie said, we're getting some Sheffy lore. I've said this before. In other streams earlier in the season, probably. But yeah. But that's going to wrap up our game. Our game's done. Our game's over. Our night is over. No other games to really go through. Like I said, the only other is Magic are up by 14 on the Mavs early here in the second half. There are no good games on tonight. Every game was a blowout. Rockets blowing out the Jazz. Raptors blowing out the Grizzlies. Celtics blowing out the Bucks. Magic up by 14 on the Mavs. Pelicans-Kings is not going to be an interesting game. Hornets blew out the Pacers. 76ers beat the Timberwolves by double figures. Hawks blew out the Nets, and then obviously our Knicks blew out the Bulls. So it was the NBA, the National Blowout Association was in full effect with its shenanigans here today. So with that being said, we're going to take a bit of a breather. We will be back on Sunday for a doubleheader. We'll do 2 games on Sunday, and then of course we'll be back on Monday with our New York Knicks as they travel to Atlanta to take on the red-hot Atlanta Hawks. But as always, shout out all of the channel members, whether you were gifted a membership, you decided to become a member, all on your own. I appreciate you nonetheless. Shout out to our 2 super chatters tonight, Susan and Jacob Ball. Very generous with your donations, very generous with your time, everybody. I appreciate you guys, and thank you for all the kind words. We're going to continue to do what we do. It's going to be a very fun playoffs. We will try and do doubleheaders every single night. We'll see. We'll see. I'll probably burn myself out trying to do that, but It is playoff basketball time. It is the final 2 months of the season. The game should be incredible. Every single game should be incredible. The playoffs are going to be fun and exciting. There's a lot of parity across the league right now, especially for playoff teams. So we're going to try and cover as much basketball as possible. That was always the goal. That was always part of the reason of doing every single game during the regular season, was in preparation for the playoffs. So I know what's going on with the teams. I know the players. I know the rotations. We've seen every single team, multiple games of every single team. And so I'm ready. I'm ready to go. Like, I feel good going in, knowing the matchups, knowing how these teams play each other. I feel really good. So with that being said, appreciate you guys. Bruce, Susan, Kay Hazy, Eamon, Kinahara, Angela Harding, George, Buzzer Beater, Hubian, Eric C., Bruce Fowler, Reddy, Mark, of course, Justice Dad. Appreciate you guys. Get Off My Lawn Records, of course, as always. Appreciate you guys. Remember to brush your teeth before bed. Zane, appreciate you, Zane. Brush teeth before bed. Stay hydrated. I'll catch you on Doing Too Much. Appreciate you doing too much. Brush teeth before bed. Stay hydrated. And I'll catch you on the next one. Good night, everybody. Bye.